bet100k.ca for your chance to win. Turning up the heat on trades at Capital GMC, proud member of the Capital Automotive Group.
Please, sir, can I have some warmth?
Warmth? You want warmth?
You didn't call Busy Bee, did you? Now it's winter and all the homeless rats are getting in.
I wish they had fixed that door then. It's dreadfully cold.
Go over there and eat your gruel. They gave you more.
If rats are getting in your garage, just call Busy Bee. They can fix or replace any commercial or garage door.
Please, sir.
Shut up.
Busy Bee Doors, the garage door specialists.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents the all-new Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be a part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The all-new Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
It is Thursday. Well, we were thinking about doing something else. Hey,
we got a lot of things going on.
We are as shocked as everybody else out there that the CFL schedule
is out.
Slow clap.
Slow clap.
For CFL schedule makers, deliverers, whatever. It's out, though. And we know when the Saskatchewan Roughriders will be playing football this summer into the fall. Hopefully we're going way into the fall.
We can now plan our summer vacations.
Yes.
Wedding seasons can now be planned.
If you're watching the stream and you don't see him, that is Sharky. He is here. It is Thursday. Nice tarp,
Thanks.
by the way. Very nice. Is that your going out shirt?
No,
one of them?
No, I got about 50 like this.
15?
50.
50.
50 shirts.
What the heck? Why does one... My wife thinks I have a lot of clothing. I do have a lot of golf shirts. It's actually annoying. And I just can't get rid of them. But 50?
Yeah.
Oof.
All blue. All but one are blue.
What's the... If you're watching, it's a nice tarp. What about the... What about is it just throw it in the dryer and it comes out, or do you got to iron them?
I got to iron them all.
Oh, I hate iron. Like, ironing is one of... It's 2025. We have technology. The water bomber guys that are landing those planes, filling up, and then going to drop it on the fire. We can do that. You mean to tell me we can't come up with a better system for shirts?
You would think with all that technology... We've supposedly put man on the moon, and yet I still got to make a hot rock to make this shirt look flat.
And then I would always get sucked in at outlet malls or wherever. Wrinkle, non-iron, or what is it called?
Yeah, wrinkle-free.
Wrinkle-free, No, my arse.
Yeah, they're not wrinkle-free. They might be less wrinkled, but they're not wrinkle-free.
Anyways, I like the shirt.
But I do have to iron them all. Yeah.
3 hours. It's always fun when Sharky's in on Thursdays or whatever day. Dave Thomas, voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, is going to join us here in a bit. We're going to talk about the schedule release, what that means for Dave and his traveling plans this summer. Also, in hour one, Malik Carney, newly signed Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Like it.
Going to join us, have a quick chat with him. Hour two, we bring in Arash Madani. We'll talk some Hockey Day in Saskatchewan, which is going on in Kenora all week.
Love that town.
Yes, heading there tomorrow morning. And then also in hour two, it's a big game tonight at the Cooperator Center.
It is a big game.
C6. If you want to watch some really good, fast, piss and vinegar style hockey, Regina Pats Canadians, Moose Jaw, AAA Warriors, 8 p.m. puck drop. Head coach of the Pats Seas, Ryan Hodgins,
the Hogman,
is going to join us. He's going to try to join us on video. He's skeptical on his video capabilities, and I said Colson's going to have you all buttoned up here. It'll be easy, Hodge.
Yeah, he'll make it work.
They're doing great things there with the Pats Canadians. We'll talk to him. Hour three, Glen Suitor, and talk more hockey there. It is CFL schedule release day. Really weird. If you had January 16th on your bingo card, you're whacked.
You're the only one.
And you are correct. Western Pizza is the place tonight. If you're maybe heading to the Pats Seas game, stop in, grab the Greek favorites you love, or if you're ordering, pick up specials all over. We love our Western Pizza. Let's go out on the Western Pizza guest hotline.
Super Dave.
Then you see him on the stream. He's joining us there. Dave Thomas, voice of the Riders. You know what? I thought it would be on a Tuesday, Dave, because isn't the CFL, don't they usually put out big news on Tuesdays at like 1 o'clock Eastern time? And then instead it was a Thursday at some random morning-ish time?
Hey, don't fault it. It's here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's funny. I've got a friend that is a manager of a campground in northern Saskatchewan. His phone's been going today. Of course, regional parks are booking campsites. You mentioned the wedding planners, the travel agents around Saskatchewan. This is a gigantic afternoon for them, and I kid you not, we may be saying it jokingly, but the people that I talk to, this is one of the busiest days that they've got right now. It's scramble mode.
Well, yeah, hotels in and around Regina.
Oh, yeah. Just family trips, everything, right? You got to, like, they're playing Thanksgiving Friday. Like that sets up the Thanksgiving weekend.
Let's go around the horn here. Start with you, Dave. What kind of, when you look at the schedule and the takeaways, what kind of jumps out to you?
Well, right now, what I'm doing, the deep dive I'm doing, is the competitive balance. You recall the Riders in the midsummer, right? When they had that winless drought, they were in the midst of 10 straight weeks of games. And within those 10 weeks, you'll recall that they went out east 3 different times. They played in Montreal, they played in Toronto, and they played in Ottawa. And in all 3 instances, they were playing those teams on short weeks coming off bye weeks, right? So Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto were all coming off a bye week when the Riders played them. That's been evened out this year. And going through it team by team, the team that has the most rest on average between games this season is going to be the Ottawa Red Blacks, while the Saskatchewan Roughriders are nicely nestled right in the middle of the pack with 6.19 days between games. So that's a big one. And then when it comes to playing teams that are coming off bye weeks, the Saskatchewan Roughriders are going to do it 3 times, and that's kind of the average. The team that does it the least this year is Toronto. They only have to do it twice, while the team that does it the most are the Edmonton Elks, who will do it 4 times, playing teams that come off of their bye weeks.
That's a bouncing ball right there. I'm trying to follow along with what Dave's
just
saying.
Good for the Riders, much better than what it was last year, because they don't have to worry about such a long stretch between bye weeks, because they've got bye weeks in week 5, 10, and 16, which I think is huge. And the number of short weeks that they've got are very minimal.
Yeah, obviously the short weeks last year we were getting decimated by injuries, and it was like we played Saturday and then we were right back at it Tuesday afternoon. Like it was a rec tournament. Yeah, so we don't have any of that.
Filling the water bottles with beer and going back out. Yeah,
when's our next game? Tonight at 11. What jumps out at you, Sharky?
Balance. What is what jumps out at me? Balance. We're not on the road for 3. We're not at home for an extended period of time. There's a good balance of it. East-West, there's a good balance. We're not doing 5 games in a row out east before coming home or something like that. So that's what I see when I looked at it, was what's the balance going to be like? And I think it's there. I think there's an opportunity for, like I say, the Riders are better prepared to be well-rested between games, over six days between games. So those are crucial. They seem small, but they're crucial things in the course of a long football season.
I wonder if, Dave, and I don't know if you know the travel schedules, and I don't know what's going on, but I wonder, the June 14th game in Hamilton, a Saturday, and then there's a turnaround and play Friday in Toronto. I wonder if that's just a stay in the greater Toronto area week for the Riders, or do you bust back 3 hours, flight, unload, do everything, so then you would get back Sunday, Monday's really your day off, Tuesday, maybe, it seems like a short week, because then you're back on the bird Thursday, heading out.
I think it's okay.
Much to the chagrin of a lot of people in my household, I'm week to week, man. I just find out what time I'm leaving probably 2-3 days before, and I just go with it. But looking at all the team schedules this year, there is an opportunity for all but one team to do exactly that, where they can combine 2 trips into one. So, for example, the Edmonton Elks, they've got an opportunity where they play in Ottawa and Montreal back-to-back. There's an opportunity for Montreal, who is coming out and playing in BC and in Calgary, right?
That's got recipe for disaster. if you're spending a week or 7 days in the Montreal, Ottawa area
with a bunch of young men,
or over under on how many guys are on their own to get back to Edmonton. Sorry to interrupt. And it's so it's also the we're starting the season on Thursday, June 5th, here, home of football, Mosaic Stadium. And then, are we closing it off too or something?
Yeah, we play the final regular season game of the season, October the 25th at home to the BC Lions. And I love the schedule from a fan's perspective in Saskatchewan because up until last season, I had to drive every time I was coming in for a Rider game. And had to is probably a really terse term, but I drove every time when I was coming in, right? Whether it was from Weyburn, whether it was from Saskatoon, whether it was from a campsite, whatever. We were always driving in. And now you look at this schedule, there's only the one Thursday night game at home, and that's the very start of the season, the home opener. And then you look at some of the family-friendly times that they've incorporated this year, because throughout the CFL, they've bumped back start times on weekends for a lot of their games in order to allow families to travel to the game, because a 3 o'clock start on a Saturday is much different than a Saturday at 7 p.m., for example. So there's a number of those sprinkled throughout the Riders schedule and the entire CFL schedule, which I think is really fan-friendly.
I'm curious on what we see locally with that and league-wide. If that does make a difference, like Dave said, for the families, where you're playing a little bit earlier.
I don't think the time is as important as the weather. I think the weather has a bigger factor on whether you're making a decision to go to the football game. If it's 31 degrees and no wind and you're at the cabin, you might pull a shoot. Doesn't matter what time the game starts, just because it's a great day at the lake. Where if it's 20 degrees or 22 degrees, that could be a football game day rather than a stay at the lake day.
Well, I think there's also the economic spin-off too, right? Because if I'm coming in, I'm going to go out and get a bite to eat, stop in at a Western Pizza, right? And take care of that for the family before we take off back on the road. So I don't know. I agree with you that weather is a huge factor too, but I think this is a unique experiment, and we'll see where it goes. Again, you'll find out by the gate receipts whether it was well received or not, right?
I don't know. The one that I'm curious to see is Friday, October 10th. Like you said, the Friday of Thanksgiving.
Yep.
In Saskatchewan, weather-wise, everything's on the table.
It is, but it's usually a great time of year. It usually is.
No, it's because of how the things have changed climate-wise. Like, September's your best month to golf, almost in Saskatchewan now, where it used to, wasn't the case years ago. But
Barney, I've seen you play. I don't think any month is good for you, pal.
I'm turning in,
That's hurtful.
Indoor guy.
You took on Tiger last week, did you?
Yeah, I lost the ball at the Royal in indoor golf somehow. I don't know. I was like, what do I do? But back on track. It's but just that, people are traveling so much on that Thanksgiving. Are they going to be traveling that much? I know being from up north is put a cabin to bed weekend.
It is
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
but it is on Friday night. It's not in the middle of the weekend. It is on Friday night, so you could still get back for Saturday and carry on accordingly.
Hey, so no neutral site game, as Farhan Lalji reported first here on the almighty Sportscage. We're not seeing that across the league, but they're really trying to sell us and want us to put stock in this Stampede Bowl game, where it's a game that the Calgary Stampeders, I forget who are they hosting, Ottawa? Or is it Montreal? Somebody...
Give me a sec. I'll tell you in one moment.
The day before Stampede kicks off in Calgary, so they're really thinking that this could be a thing. Anyone that I know that goes to Stampede or has gone to Stampede, they ain't going to give a rip if you got a football game the day before.
It's an odd combination. It's like trying to combine Craven with the football game.
Yeah,
But
20 and 30-year-olds, it's like, oh, we got to get to that football game. No, we got to go get blasted at the bar and get on the pub crawl.
But think of the possibilities, though, right? How many extra people are in Calgary anyways for the Stampede? So you've got a captivated crew who may be looking for something to do. So why not kick off Stampede? I bet you they're going to have an amazing pregame concert, halftime show. Why wouldn't you bring it in, right?
2 to 1 odds, Paul Brandt. George Canyon.
Paul Brandt.
Who else is from that area that lives there? I don't
George
know, Dave.
Canyon,
Yeah, there we go. Maybe a little Michelle Wright somewhere in there. I think that there's a lot to do when it comes to Stampede and around there. That football might be down on the list. Like, you're in town for Stampede, and someone says, "Hey, want to go to this football game?"
Especially playing Ottawa.
Or do you want to go cruise out to Banff and kind of see things there for a bit?
If it was Calgary Regina or Calgary the Riders, that's a different story. But Calgary Ottawa,
it would be. We'll see. That's what I'm saying. I'm curious to see that one. Labor Day is back. So the one, you know what? It's funny. Is Saskatchewan, Montreal, August 2nd. I was hoping that one was later in the year. Kids are maybe in school and maybe take mama and do a little trip to Montreal.
Oh, look at you,
and go watch the
vacation type.
But August 2nd is that's going to be hard. Speaking of losing balls, I'll be up in Waskesiu.
Now, I also should mention that Stampede Bowl, by the way, is against Winnipeg.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So
that might
maybe
help.
that's a bit better draw, right?
Makes more sense. The September 13th game, 5 o'clock against Montreal. Keith Urban takes the stage at the Brandt Center later that night. That'll be a very busy reel from
former Grey Cup performer Keith Urban.
Yeah. So maybe that was one of the hang-ups in putting the schedule together.
Oh, right now there's people listening that are just sitting there going, there is no way I am driving anywhere near Mosaic Stadium or the Brandt Center that day.
No, you're going to take an Uber or a cab or a bus or something.
Yeah, and if you're taking an Uber or a cab, plan 45 to an hour in advance.
Yeah.
It's going to be a zoo.
You're not even going to. You're only going to be able to get in from the west side because the east side's blocked for all those roads are blocked.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Boy,
the people hopping the tracks and doing weird things.
Somebody's phoning Keith Urban's camp right now. See if he wants to play Saturday instead.
Why not do both? It's a 5 o'clock start. By the time the game's over, that's 8:30. And what time is Keith going to take the stage, anyways?
Get Keith to play a brunch. Keith, you're on it. You're on at 1.
He'll do halftime.
Waffles, eggs, Benny, and Keith. Sell it like that. Market it up. No, that is that's a busy place.
Yeah, that's going to be chaos.
You got a rider game if monster trucks are in town. That the things could explode there.
Yep.
It's so chaotic. The poor traffic people that are trying to tell vehicles right. Yeah. 150-pound dude in his little orange jacket's trying to tell Dooley guy from Carnduff where he's
going to go.
Get lost.
Well, and Dooley guy from Carnduff and no offense to Carnduff, Dooley guy's going to come in and try to drive down Elphinstone Street to go in on the east side, and that's going to be blocked, and then he's going to just abandon the vehicle.
Does Keith Urban show up at the rider game?
I don't know why he wouldn't. It's going to be there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take it in.
Why wouldn't he?
Big CFL guy.
Swing by.
Australian kickers in the league.
Is ours Australian? Is our punter Australian?
Corsac.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to high school with Keith Urban.
Get out.
I'm just kidding. I love when I can get sharky. Anything else league wide, Dave, on the schedule?
Oh boy. Yeah, no, nothing else. Everything else is just par for the course. But yeah, there you go.
This is probably why you avoid this program. because it does crazy sideways. What? Colson's got something.
So I noticed the last year they did those triple bye weeks later in the season.
Yeah.
This year they've spread them out. So the first one's in week 6. And then the second one is actually week 13, which is the Labor Day weekend. So there's 3 teams on Labor Day weekend getting the week off, which I'm curious about that decision. I guess you want it in the middle of the season, and that's when it is. But yeah, last year they were all sandwiched in like the last 5 weeks. So in that back end, you had almost every team getting a bye in the last 5 weeks, which I think this, again, balances the schedule out more. So on the one hand, I think it's a good call, spreading it out. On the other hand, I'm like, why are you giving 3 teams Labor Day weekend off?
Do you have the league's schedule up?
I'm looking at it, yeah.
Who has buys the last 2 weeks?
Last 2 weeks? Last 2 weeks, we're playing Winnipeg, Edmonton, BC, Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary, and Toronto, meaning, who did I miss there? Hamilton, week 20, does not play. And then Toronto, week 21, does not play.
Well, 2 Eastern teams, I guess.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah.
Don't care about them.
That's a good point.
And Calgary the week before.
Good point, Colson. All right. We got Malik Carney coming up. Thanks, Dave.
Have a great day. And, take a drop when you lose your ball indoors at golf, Barney. That's what you do. I looked it up.
I'm picturing you wandering around the bar and they're going, "Does anyone see my ball?"
The only place I didn't look was downstairs. I'm like, who knows? Could have ended up there. The all-new Sportscage. We're streaming at sportscage.com.
The all-new Sports Cage is brought to you by Sherwood Co-op, proud supporter of our community with over 500 donations to local charities and nonprofits annually.
This is Country Gold with Steve Harmon, your home for the country hits of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Hello, I'm Steve Harmon, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week we play country favorites from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and we check in with the stars who made them, too. This weekend on Country Gold.
Country Gold, brought to you by Trent Dickin and his experienced team at Flooring Superstore. Saturday mornings at 6 and Sunday afternoons at 4 on The Voice of Saskatchewan, 620 CKRM.
CoolBet has all the hot games. For all the free-to-play casino games, head to coolbet.co. They've got sports odds, including Saskatchewan senior hockey, plus all the sports odds you can think of, from the ice to the field to the court. CoolBet has you covered. All at your fingertips. No risk, just thrill. So why wait? Get in the game and embrace the unexpected at coolbet.co.
Girl, this place is slay.
Oh, and everything. I know, right? Where's Becky?
Girl, she was talking to this guy who told her about Blasters TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Did she find out about wireless internet?
Oh, yeah, and they've got it.
Okay, ladies, take it outside.
Take a chill pill. We're getting wireless internet.
Download.
Contact Blasters TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Moosomin today.
At Freeze Tallman, we know that you have a lot of options when it comes to purchasing lumber and other building materials. We'd like to take this time to thank you for choosing us to supply your building materials for over 65 years. We're proud to have been a part of turning your plans into reality. So for all of your upcoming projects, see Freeze Tallman in Regina and Fort Capel. Let's get you building.
Get your equipment out of the rain and snow and under the roof of a new storage building from Olympic Buildings. Have a warm, dry place to work and keep everything out of the cold. Olympic Buildings. Buildings to meet your budget. Visit olympic-buildings.ca.
The all-new Sports Cage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Welcome back, Sports Cage. Saskatchewan Roughrider newly signed Malik Carney is going to be joining us in a bit here. It's Barney, Sharky, Colson, and Allen today. Regina Pats win yesterday over the Red Deer Rebels. Shaded the Red Deer Rebels. Those two always play close games.
They do.
Close together.
And they're both young teams right now, learning to play. So, an exciting game for both of them.
4-3 Pats. They're back at home tomorrow versus Edmonton. We are going to have tickets to give away to that game sometime in the program. Alan, you are going to have to give me a heads up.
And it is a bobblehead game tomorrow night.
Oh, is it K9?
It's K9.
K9 bobblehead.
Who doesn't need a K9 bobblehead?
That's a good debate for us to have one day. What bobblehead should the Pats explore? Maybe like from the alumni.
Who? Have they done a Sillinger or Heward one?
I was just going to say a Heward one would be awesome.
With that old Cooper helmet? Man, those helmets were ugly. Sillinger, Heward.
Kurt Wickenheiser would be awesome. Wick.
They've done a Dirtcats one, haven't they?
I don't know. Not bobblehead guy.
Well, we have one. We have the Jordan Everly over there.
Yeah.
I know they've done Clark Gillies. I know they did Josh Harding. Just kind of stuck after that.
I don't know. Well, that's like I said.
Suggestions welcome. Please text in your suggestions.
Topic for another day. Western Pizza guest hotline. Let's roll out there. Like I said, joining us on the show, newly signed Saskatchewan Roughriders, Malik Carney. Malik, how's it going? Should I be worried that you're driving right now? Like, are we full attention here?
I'm hard, man. I couldn't do that.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. So hey, signing contract back in Riderville. I guess the first off immediate question, the generic question, what does it feel like to know that you're back?
It's exciting to continue to build what we had, started back last year with Corey Mace, new head coach, and a few other signings that, came together, to try to get this thing done. We fell short, but, to continue to build on, to be back, this upcoming season, it's a blessing, man. Fortunate.
Jameer Thurman and you signed or announced at the same time. Were you guys a deal? Were you a package? Did you want to? Were you talking to each other, or did you both sign your own deals?
No, it wasn't really no discussion, between us. I mean, we always, loved each other's game and wanted to play with each other. That's kind of what transpired as far as last year, us coming together. Just talks and stuff. But no, it wasn't no communication as far as this deal getting done between us two.
So you mentioned Corey Mace there at the beginning, and lots of players have said it. What's the unique attraction to Corey Mace for a guy to come and play football for him?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one thing, man. Look, it's different, when a guy who's played, who's coached, at each level, and what I'm saying, so he has a different understanding as far as just being a D-lineman, with me and my relationship with him. But just aside of that, just the person he is, man. Like he's a personable guy. He's easy to talk to. He's understandable, and he's a great guy, man. That's why it was one of the big reasons.
Yeah, the culture. The culture. Every player we talk to, they talk about the culture, right? Yep. You're a guy that came from Hamilton, from the Tiger Cats. You're here now. What's your favorite part about being in Rider Nation?
The fans, man. Outside looking in, I always like, dang, these fans is loud. So now being a part of the green and white, man, it's like I'm on the good side. So it's like you embrace everything and just actually being there on the same side, and just having the fans embrace you, and they always with you, win, lose, or draw. That's a big part of the game as well. But it's definitely better when you win it.
Malik Carney joining us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. You got a cup of coffee NFL-wise as well. Then we said Hamilton, you're here. This group of players, we talked about the coaches, but the players, Sharky talked about Thurman. It seems like you guys have that, it's not fabricated. It's real. What you guys have as the teammates, even a Joe, when we had him on, he talked about it as well. What you guys have in that locker room, is that something special from all the teams you've been around?
Most definitely, man. Chemistry, it's the little things that count, and having a strong chemistry with your teammates, wanting, fight for each other, having that bond it can go a long way, especially in athletic sports, team sports, understanding each other, know who each other, are as a person. So it goes a long way. And being in that locker room with them guys, especially being with Thurman, you got Jamarcus, you have, Michael Johnson, like those guys, different ages, different groups, different lives. So, but this world, man, it's just something special that you can't really, fabricate. You can't fabricate that.
Yeah.
Did you put a bug in O'Day's ear, say this is one guy we got to have back on D-line or in the defensive mix? Did you say make sure we get this guy back as well? Is there anybody that you would really make sure that he chases to get back in the lineup?
See, I don't get paid enough to make those type of calls, man. But I had a great relationship with all those guys, and it'd just be fortunate that I know how the business goes, and everybody can't come back, unfortunately, man. But that's just the nature of this business. But if it was to put any name up, I have everybody come back, man. But I know that's not gonna happen, and I let them make that judgment call. They've been doing a great job, thus far, and I trust their judgment.
What's the off season like here for Malik Carney? Where are you? Where do you spend it? Is it a lot of training? What do you do in the off season?
Well, yeah, caught me right here outside of my workout, man. I had to step out, and I got a little late start to my day, hanging out with the pops, and so I'm right here outside the gym actually. But enjoying life, man. Spending time with my family and my brothers. That's what it's about for me. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Now we got to shift gears here because you're a North Carolina Tar Heel graduate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give us your take on what's going on there. They hired a certain someone. We're finding out today he's not even under contract yet. As a guy, we talked to Darian Durant when he's on with us. What's your take on them having Bill Belichick in the fold?
Yeah. I hope he there. I hope he signed. I hope we get him there, man. That'd be something awesome, something historic that Chapel Hill would love to have, man. And I definitely be trying to catch a game on a bye week if possible, man. But yeah, man, definitely, man. Come on, who wouldn't want to go? Who wouldn't want to go, right?
That's gonna be the thing we're gonna wait and see is like how is he with the college game? You might have those kids hitting the transfer portal the day they arrive. It might be like here.
I heard there's been some talks with maybe him going to Vegas with Tom Brady. I don't know what's going on, man. I just trying to stay back,
Yeah. Okay. So you're born in Virginia. I don't know if you're closer to Pittsburgh or what your team would be there. Maybe Baltimore, Washington area. But then you cup of coffee, like I said, with the Lions and the Seahawks and Denver. Where's your NFL allegiance lie?
So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I just grew up in Alexandria, and I came out of what was called back then T.C. Williams, now as Alexandria City High School. But man, my family is a Commanders fan. Back then they call it the Redskins. There's been some talks on supposedly changing the name back, but yeah. But the Commanders, man, that's the thing.
Okay, so do you have a disdain for the guys down the road in Baltimore, or the rivalry is not like that because they're different conferences?
Man, it's always like Baltimore right there. We call ourselves the DMV. They win. It's good enough for me. They close at the game with the Pops. So I don't know.
Yeah, and then it's okay. So what are the chances? What are the chances at Ford Field in Detroit for your Commanders in this weekend?
Ooh, I like their chances, man. I like their chances. I feel like it's gonna be a defensive game, especially with Detroit offense. I feel like if we can get them on defense, I think it'll be a great game. Yeah, it is going to be an interesting watch. Okay, well, we're going to let you go get your workout in, get your swole in. We don't want to take up too much time. There it is.
There it is.
There, you're watching the stream. He's giving us the gun show right there. All right, Malika, congratulations. Everybody can't wait to see you back up here in Sask.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a great one.
You too. Cheers.
Right on. Malik Carney, really newly signed. He's back in the fold at the green and white. Getting his workout in.
I like it.
Yeah.
That was him and Thurman are two that I had pegged that got to get done. So
you brought up that was a good question though. Like, did you guys maybe chat? Did you have it be like a text message? Hey, I'll sign if you sign.
You would think.
I'll do it if you do it.
Lots of people do that on smaller issues than signing a football contract. So
really dumb things I've done it on. No, that's it's great. So nice to have him in the fold. It is the all-new Sports Cage. We are streaming always at sportscage.com and on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, 620 CKRM.
From the Sask Today newsroom, here's what's making news in Saskatchewan.
A policy of appeasement of Donald Trump isn't sitting well with the federal government, as Alberta's premier suggests retaliation for tariffs with the U.S. is bad for everyone.
Sask Today's team of local journalists are on the ground in communities across Saskatchewan, focusing on local topics that matter to you. Visit and bookmark sasktoday.ca and sign up for our daily news digest. sasktoday.ca from Harvard Media, everywhere.
Sask Lotteries has 50 years of winning behind us. And you know what that means? Lots of winning numbers. Numbers like over 1,200 organizations funded and 12,000 plus groups supported. $6 million given away annually in community grants. And the winningest number of all? $1.4 billion given back to the people of Saskatchewan through sport, culture, and recreation. And we're just getting started. Help us grow the next 50. Learn more at sasklotteries.ca.
At Freeze Tallman, we know that you have a lot of options when it comes to purchasing lumber and other building materials. We'd like to take this time to thank you for choosing us to supply your building materials for over 65 years. We're proud to have been a part of turning your plans into reality. So for all of your upcoming projects, see Freeze Tallman in Regina and Fort Capel. Let's get you building.
All-new Sportscage continues. You can watch our live stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio. Saskatchewan's voice for local sports, 620 CKRM.
Harry was on yesterday.
Hello, yes.
That sounded odd. Anyway.
Like anything else we do on here.
My gentleman friend Harry was on yesterday. And we talked about the news and Ed Hervey from the Edmonton Elks, who basically saying, not going to pay you that money to Eugene Lewis. I know people call him Eugene or Gino. I call him Eugene. His mama call him Eugene. I'm calling him Eugene.
Is Gino in the program? What is he in the program? I think he's Eugene.
Eugene Lewis. What is? Do we go after him? Is in Riderville? Like, there's so many pieces to this that, it's does it work? It's like you got your house and it's your backyard's a disaster. You got shingles, it's leaking, everything, and then you come home with a brand new side-by-side. Well, no, you spend that money on what you need to fix.
Is there something particular we need to fix in Riderville?
I'm an offensive guy.
Yep.
The old QB in me, and I love having weapons. But I also think that you can strategically build offenses nickel and diming a bit. There are a ton of guys coming out of college this year. I don't know how this is just what I'm thinking.
Okay.
There's so many
I can smell the marble going around the track. Yeah.
Coming out of college this year. I don't know how the scouting process goes. You mean to tell me there isn't a 6'4", 6'5", speedster guy that can jump somewhere that is not going to get a sniff in the NFL for whatever reason? Maybe history, maybe just doesn't have what NFL teams want, that we can't maybe take a flyer on. And our receiving core is good. There's nothing wrong with our receiving core. Plus, I think Trevor Harris really likes it. And Myers was hurt last year. What can he really do? What can a Joe? We interviewed him at Farm Progress Show, whatever the heck it was. Agribition, that's what it was. I get them all mixed up. When we interviewed him at Expo 86, he said how hard he was going to be working because he had something to prove.
I think he does. Yeah, I think he does.
So then I'm like, okay, O-line. We saw it last year. If you don't think now, if you're armchair quarterback, armchair GM guy, and you don't think, or girl, if you don't think offensive line is important, we saw it last year.
You saw it last year. If you don't think finding those players and having them on your depth roster is important, it's critically important. It's so critically important. I would say with the Gino Lewis thing, the bigger thing for me is our receiving core is pretty well set. And they're a good group. And There's not really a guy there that I go, we got to replace that or we got to move on from that. Everybody there contributed and contributed with big plays at opportune times. So I'm not looking at that going, this guy's got to go or he didn't make the cut or whatever the case might be. I think that's a good group. Now, if we were adding depth, then that's where you come with maybe another American that's coming right out of college. But I see that he wants 300,000.
Well, no. We don't know.
That's a big number.
Yeah. I think, and then they're saying, go and see what the market's going to give you there,
Exactly.
cowboy.
Yeah. Here's our number. See what the market's got for
I don't think they're giving him a number. So this is where I talked to Harry yesterday. Okay, so think about it. You're Eugene, and you're sitting there, and now person over there on that couch is basically saying, I don't want you. You can go and find... Oh, but let us know what you signed for. Maybe we'll match or come close. Eugene's giving him the middle finger, saying, you think I'm going to come back to you now?
Yeah. The other thing is...
Unless he's got real strong ties to Edmonton, which I don't know about. Maybe he owns a
couple of Dairy Queens, right?
Laundry facility. I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing to Eugene is maybe he's not happy with the quarterback situation there, right? I know there's lots of Trey Ford fans. I'm not one of them, but maybe he's looking for something different from his quarterback so he can get... Because he's chasing a record. He wants something different here.
He's chasing money.
Well, money and a record, right? But $300,000, woo!
And then what did Harry say yesterday? He had a good stat. Like, Samuel Emelis was 6 yards or... Yeah, very similar. So it's like, yeah, they get this guy to take the top off. Take the top off. Are you sure? Like I said yesterday, it's not Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Like, are we sure? Do we want to invest in that side by side? When we might want to look
the
at
roof's leaking?
We might want to put a sunroom and fix the deck.
I think we got to sign some defensive backs before we're worried about
there you go.
A big, high-priced wide receiver that I think we've got covered with the staff that we got.
And Alan, you said yesterday Justin McInnes is still free agent?
Close to re-signing is what I got here.
What is he worth?
I got to say 180 to 200.
It's got to be higher than that.
I don't know. I'm not an actual general manager. I don't have the list in front of me.
It doesn't matter any sport. When it comes to like contracts and what guys are at, this is where my brain and my knowledge stops. There's only so many departments upstairs that I can stuff in.
That cabinet's full. I've got no more room for files.
Got a lot of useless. I can tell you exactly how Roxette made it in North America as a band, inside and out. But contracts, not so much.
You got BT,
but I don't mind
memorized. Yeah.
There we go, Colson. Let's go. Fire it up.
So Justin McInnes, still free agent. The big thing to think about with McInnes and Eugene Lewis, sorry. Lewis is American and McInnes is Canadian.
Ooh.
Because I've heard different people throw around numbers, but that being Canadian in the CFL, that's another 10-15% on your check right there.
Canadian and a starter.
Which goes straight to the government.
Canadian starter, all-star, yeah. McInnes likely would.
National.
Yeah, sorry, national.
And then
why they had to change it.
And then there's the other camp that'll say, and I'm partially in this, it's like, we got to watch the salary cap. No, we don't. Who cares? Just win.
There is an element of that. There's no doubt about it. You don't want to get into losing your first-round pick. You don't want to go that goofy.
I would give up a first-round pick to win a Grey Cup tomorrow, today, this afternoon.
Well, we know where you are on the cap.
Oh.
Throw it out the window.
Cap schmab. I'm New York Yankees and New York Mets when it comes to that. Spend like you got it when you don't.
We'll pay him $16 million a year for the rest of his life. Every year, July 1st, done.
And claim bankruptcy. No, but I don't care about the cap. Go over. Just win.
You start with the cap in mind, but you don't finish there.
What's he worth? Who's going to give him that? I'm very curious. And I applaud Ed Hervey to say, go check it out.
His window's small. He's 31 years old. He's maybe got 2-3 years left, right? Maybe.
It's like the college girlfriend that's like going to break up with you, but I may be like, okay, go.
Yeah.
I don't care. Grass is greener.
I'm ready for free agency. I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys.
Are we getting back on our marriage discussion from last week?
Boys and I are going golfing tomorrow. Go nuts.
I got a tea time. Get your nails done. Carry on.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting where that lands. Do the Riders test the waters? What is he worth in Riderville? I don't know. Maybe like, what, 2.25? Can we make a deal at Eugene? If you're listening, can we make a deal at 2.25? Maybe some marketing money? Have you on the sports cage once in a while?
He's going to say no.
You got to pitch it right. Not with that attitude, Sharky.
I think we're pretty deep in that spot, and I think that's money we can spend in better places than that.
Defensive backs, just a lightning, lights out defense everywhere.
We need one or two defensive backs, and you know what? And some of our defensive linemen are going to move on. We might need to replace some bodies there, so that's something to look at.
We got to go to break here anyway. Do you know what's crazy? And I want to talk to Glen Suitor about it. If I forget, this is the second job for the sheriff today. I don't think the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have signed an offensive coordinator yet.
I don't think they have either.
And they got like the February window, what is it, February 2nd? Window's coming up here. And you want guys to sign, and it's like, hey, do you want to come and play some ball with us? We don't have an offensive coordinator yet.
We don't have a coach or a plan.
We don't know how that's going to look. We don't know if we're going to be a running back, a runner tail.
When you get in the huddle, you be the bottle cap, and I'll be the piece of broken glass.
That's weird. What's going on there? I know they've got, I just saw it, they have...
You're going to make me look that up.
No, they're granted permission to speak from Toronto. Name is slipping right now. But it's odd that they don't have an offensive coordinator, and you're right in the thick of almost signing guys.
It's that time of season, right?
Yeah.
You got to make it happen.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a quick break. Sportscage keeps trucking along here on Thursday for Access Communications. Strong internet, rurally and locally. Shink, Sharky, Coulson.
We get Suitor coming up, right?
Allen. Suitor's at 5 o'clock.
There's something been bothering me about this all week. I got to look forward to talking to him.
Ooh. So that's an old-fashioned tease. That's what it's called in the business. It's the Sportscage streaming. That's sportscage.com.
Been there, done that. We get it. And we've got something great for you. The Great Bin Giveaway on 620 CKRM. We're giving you the chance to win a 100-ton fertilizer bin from Core Grain. All you have to do is be listening to find out which sponsor locations you can enter at, all across southern Saskatchewan. You'll also have some chances to qualify during Saskag Today with Ryan Young. The grand prize draw will take place at Ag in Motion this July. Don't miss out on your chance to have a shot at the Great Bin Giveaway on 620 CKRM.
It's time to turn up the heat on trades at Crestview. For a limited time, get a $2,500 trade-in bonus on any trade-in. We're going to work to get you the same or similar payment to what you got right now. And we got something for everybody. Over 200 brand new vehicles, Jeeps, Rams, Caravans, and so much more. Plus, Capital's 100K giveaway is back in Crestview. Check out capital100k.ca for your chance to win. We're turning up the heat on trades at Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Proud member of the Capital Automotive Group.
Storms can be unpredictable. Keep your lights on and furnace running no matter the weather with a generator from Shorty Generators. Whether house or farm, if you need power, they're the ones to call. Now is the season to buy or service your generator at your home, business, or farm to be sure you always have power when and where you need it. And Shorty can service all makes, models, and sizes of generators. Shorty Generators. Power where you need it. ShortyGenerators.ca.
Hello there, this is George Leith, Managing Partner at Harvard Media. I'm proud to announce that SaskToday.ca is now under local Saskatchewan ownership. Sask Today's team of local journalists are on the ground in communities across the province. We focus on local topics that matter to you, community news, agriculture, business commentary, local sports in our all-new Sportscage, and more. Visit and bookmark SaskToday.ca and sign up for our daily news digest. SaskToday.ca, from Harvard Media, everywhere.
Welcome back to the all
Yes.
That's a Thursday.
CFL schedule released today. If you're just joining us, we had Dave on to start the show. You can go back and listen to that. And we also had Malik Carney from the Riders on. But the CFL schedule, they thought, heck, let's go with January 16th at 11:20 time to release the schedule, whatever it was. I can't remember the exact time. But anyway, it's out. Riders open up and they open it up for everybody.
Yep.
It's the lid lifter.
It's the beginning. The beginning of the whole year starts right here in Mosaic.
June 5th, 7 p.m., the Ottawa Redblacks, which some people are saying, curious on how the Redblacks look this year. I like that. I like that matchup because, if you bring Ottawa in August or September, if it's late in the year and they're in Who Caresville,
it's not good for
people
you.
are like, it's Ottawa.
No.
This is like, okay, you bring them in, it's game one of the season, opening up, no other games. It's a Thursday. That is the only thing that's sketch a little bit because so many producers are going to be just out there grinding to get crop in.
There's going to be a lot of guys in the field. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, guys and girls be in the field. Yeah. Drilling away, getting the crop in.
Long days. Guys will be thinking about a double loop, maybe play 36. June 5th, sun's staying up a little longer.
Some guys are going to fish camp already.
Some guys are up there fishing.
Yeah.
The mosquitoes will be just chomping on everybody.
No, not that. Not June 5th. Not where we're going. They don't come out.
Where do you go? I know the North well, son.
I go to Burbage. Got to fly out of Mississippi.
Was there still snow up there at that time?
There has been. Yeah. There has been.
Do you get
iced in?
See how much snow there is this year. It's good. I think. Hey, I'm not a farmer.
You don't write the farmer.
I'd love
you don't write the almanac.
I've said, do a little harvesting once. Just go up and down the field for a few hours. I think that'd be cool.
Thing drives itself now. Anybody can do it.
But moisture levels should be decent for all the snow we're having.
When we were pheasant hunting down south, the guys were very excited about the snow they had in the South Country. Radville down there, they were very thrilled with the snow and more to come yet because it's early. So
shout out Radville Nationals.
Radville Nats.
Yeah. Did you see the senior hockey hit?
No.
Oh,
what?
Colson,
what do you got?
What do we got to news here? Is the stream working? Okay. What, you didn't see this?
No.
From the...
Is this the father-son fight we're talking about?
No, those two are playing again this weekend, by the way. Yep. Follow the Monday Nooner for more. This is going to make you sick to your stomach. You're going to have to watch it. If you're watching the stream, it's...
we don't have the stream in here. Oh, no, we're froze out again.
You know what? Well, we sound like absolute hacks right now. Let's just do it in hour two. We'll do it in hour two. We'll pull it up. That's again. I teased you. Now you're gonna have to.
I'm ready for the tease. I'm ready.
You're gonna have to tune in into hour two. We got Arash Madani coming up. We're gonna talk some Hockey Day in Saskatchewan. Huge game tonight. C6. We're trying to pack it. $10 to get in for an adult. It's the Regina Pats Canadians, Moose Jaw AAA Warriors, the two best teams in the province. 14-year-old Maddox Schultz playing. We're going to talk to head coach of the Pats Canadians, Ryan Hodgins, in hour two as well. It is the all-new Sportscage. We are the home of sports in Saskatchewan on 620 CKRM.
Good afternoon. It's mostly sunny and it's 3 degrees in Regina. I'm Corey Atkinson from the Harvard Media News Center with 620 CKRM News. Daniel Juma Adam, a 31-year-old wanted for first-degree murder, is in custody following his arrest last night in Winnipeg. Adam was wanted in connection to the 2023 shooting of Roman Miller in Regina. The homicide occurred on July 29, 2023 on Broad Street. In 2024, Adam was added to the BOLO program's top 25 most wanted list. A reward of up to $50,000 and an expanded campaign, including billboards, highlighted his case. Adam is set to appear in Winnipeg court today before being transferred to Regina. A court date in Regina is pending as the investigation continues. 2 men are facing robbery charges after Regina police responded to incidents on Wednesday night. Around 7:10 p.m., officers were called to the 5th Avenue for a robbery where a victim was threatened with a knife. Shortly after, a second robbery was reported. Police used a canine team to track one suspect and recover stolen items and a knife. The second suspect was found shortly after. Both suspects, a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old from Regina, appeared in court today. Former Bank of Canada Governor Malik Carney has launched his bid for the leadership of the Federal Liberal Party. Carney's announcement this afternoon at an Edmonton community centre ends nearly a decade of speculation about his political ambitions. Liberals will elect their new leader and bring the Trudeau era to a close on March 9th. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland and Government House Leader Karina Gould are expected to launch their campaigns in the coming days. The Bank of Canada says it will start building up its balance sheet again by July as it moves past the extraordinary measures it took during the pandemic.
In a speech today in Toronto, Deputy Governor Tony Gravel said the bank will buy assets in order to even out its balance sheet rather than actively try to stimulate the economy. During COVID, the bank held $395 billion in reserves to keep financial markets functioning. That's since dropped to $130 billion and is expected to reach $50 to $70 billion by September. Since 2022, the bank has let its bond holdings slide off its balance sheet without replacing them. Gravel said this is all in line with getting the central bank back to, quote, business as usual. Nick Murray, The Canadian Press, Ottawa.
And a new report has found that cancer deaths are continuing to trend downward. ABC's Chuck Sivertson says the report has also found some troubling trends.
In its annual report, the American Cancer Society says for the first time, cancer diagnoses in women ages 50 to 64 have surpassed men. There's a persistent trend of diagnosis increasing for certain cancers in younger adults, and they don't know why. The disparities of Native American and Black patients more likely to die of common cancers than white patients also continue.
The Cancer Society's report says more women between the ages of 50 to 64 years old are being diagnosed with cancers, including lung cancer. That's your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
On the farm, dirt doesn't just get under your fingernails. It runs through your veins. Your equipment is just as tough. You bought it for its rugged dependability and efficient operation. To keep your machinery running as good as the day you bought it, you want genuine AGCO parts, fluids, and filters from Nick Service. Their friendly parts staff has what your equipment needs to keep it running at the top of its game. Keep it genuine at Nick Service, your local genuine AGCO parts headquarters.
Farm equipment is a huge investment, and when it's time to sell, you deserve a high return on your investment. Hi, I'm Terry from Zipperlock Building Company. At Zipperlock, our buildings have a distinct steel arch design that protects your equipment from the sun, rain, snow, and wind. Protection from the elements means protecting your investment. In other words, a Zipperlock building saves you money. Zipperlock Building Company, built on hours to last a lifetime. See us in Raymore or call 1-888-692-5515.
And now it's time for your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast for Linex Regina. Serious protection, killer looks, 1865 McCarra Street. Mostly cloudy tonight and some snow late with a low of -9. Tomorrow, some light snow, flurries about 1 to 2 centimeters possible and the temperature falling to -17. On Saturday, partly sunny and the temperature falling to -26. And on Sunday, sunny and a high of -26. At this hour in Moose Jaw, it's mostly sunny. Winds are from the southwest at 46, gusting to 56, and it's +3. Regina is also mostly sunny. Winds are from the southwest at 36, and it's +3 here as well. For more local news that matters to you, subscribe to our daily newsletter at sasktoday.ca.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
No dugout in the pasture? You could move the cows or just put the water where the cows are. With a Keln Solar Livestock Watering System, you can put your pump pretty much anywhere without the cost of hooking up to the grid. If your cows are over here, put your Keln Solar Livestock Watering System over here. If they're over there, put it over there. If the cows are on the roof, you have weird cows. Learn more about the Keln Solar Livestock Watering System at kelnsolar.com. Keln Solar. We move water.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents the all-new Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be a part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The all-new Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Welcome back. Hour 2 of the program. Sharky is with me today. Colson and Alan. Alan's got his eyes on a pair of Pat tickets for tomorrow's game against Edmonton that he says we are going to give away this hour at some point. What else we got this hour? Pat Canadians, Moose Jaw AAA Warriors tonight. C6, let's pack the place.
Big game. Big game.
If you're a hockey fan and you go and spend $10 and you're disappointed, I want to say I will reimburse you. That would get me in a lot of trouble. But you will not be disappointed.
No.
I'm trying to find out who you said you might be going.
Yep.
Bring some $5 bills.
What do you want me to do with those?
You'll enjoy. I got a little game we can play.
You're going to be there?
Yeah, some of the guys that know that are out there. If you know, you know. It's fun. You need $5 bills though, and the people always working the front door are great to make change. Yeah, 8:00 puck drop. C6. Go watch 14-year-old Maddox Schultz, Jonas Evertson, Eli Johnson not in the lineup tonight for the Pat Canadian. That's their.
What's up with Eli?
It's suspension time.
Uh-oh.
So that's
league or team generated?
No, league.
Oh, league? Okay.
Good kid.
I know he is.
Real good kid.
Things happen.
Head coach of the Patsies, Ryan Hodgins, coming up this hour. Later, Glen Suitor in hour 3. If you missed the Malik Carney interview, we'll run that also in hour 3. CFL schedule was released today. I know. We are all surprised. We are all shocked.
Just be thankful. It's out. We know what's going to happen now. We know the schedule. It's all good.
This guy's going to want to talk about it.
The all-new Sports Cage and Coast to Coast with Arash Madani is brought to you by Smart Investing Solutions. Be smart with your money. Call Brian Golly at Smart Investing Solutions, 546-2533.
Arash Madani joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. You heard it's for Brian Golly as well. Arash, how we didn't get. I was sick on Tuesday. I didn't know what I came down with, but I was down and out. Heard the bit. I have to say, I apologize, but I had to do it. I hammered the Rams on the money line against your Vikings.
Bravo. Bravo. 14-win season down the drain. Nothing. Go for it at all.
Are they going to sign? Are they going to sign him? Are they going to let him go?
I would think that they're going to slap the franchise tag on him, pay him around $50 million for next year. Have a quarterback room with him and JJ McCarthy and who knows who else. Like, I think the important thing to remember here is, yes, JJ McCarthy was a top 10 pick. We know that. But really hasn't taken a meaningful snap since January of 2024. And all he really did in college was hand the ball off to Blake Corum. So he hasn't been able to practice. He hasn't been able to really develop. May I get an understanding of the offense? Sure, be in the meeting rooms, etc. So you're still looking at a lottery ticket, really, when it comes to who and what McCarthy may be.
Do you think somebody else will go after him and try and take him away if he's
1,000%.
Yeah, but who would it be?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
New Orleans, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Right? These are just a few that immediately come to mind. There will be a market for Sam Darnold, especially because now, Sharky, if we were having this conversation, honestly, 3 weeks ago, I would have told you it would have cost 5 years, $150 million.
Yep.
Now it might be 3 years, $60 million, or 3 years, $75 million. Like he just cost himself a lot of money in the market over what happened the last 2 games.
Poor guy.
Amazing, huh?
Well, not poor guy. He's a professional athlete.
One game.
Rich guy.
The problem,
not poor guy, rich guy.
The old, and we'll put a bow on this. We'll shift to some hockey. We'll come back. The thing that I don't know if it was the blueprint was out on how to beat them because what the Lions did the week before. I don't know. I like credit to how the Rams defensively schemed and played and rushed, and he had no time. So then the other side of that is, well, then you got to get rid of the ball quicker. You like just throw it wherever.
Or get a second or third down. Protection.
Or your play calling everything's got to be quick. Let's run more screens. Let's figure out something. And they didn't adjust. Maybe they couldn't adjust.
And Darnold, it wasn't all on Darnold.
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm getting at.
The offensive line was garbage. But here's what ended up happening, guys. He got shook. He got rattled. And then when Jefferson's sitting there wide open on a wide receiver screen, Darnold didn't even look his way. When it was time to find Jalen Naylor over the middle, wide open, he missed the throw. Like 9 sacks. That creates real trauma with a T. That creates real PTSD. Like, you're feeling it. And it was a complete meltdown and a complete failure at every single point and part of the organization.
The piece on the sacks was they weren't all from one spot either. If you watched them, they were coming from outside, inside. They were collapsed. They were all over the place. So they had a scheme, obviously designed particularly for Darnold.
The screen pass that you talk about, where he didn't even look to Jefferson, and it was actually set up quite well. And he's sitting there, and it's like the ball. I don't know if he's just crapping his pants back there and he couldn't release the ball at that point. Like you said, if he was just shook. But the offensive line, like, I don't know, can we get Trevor Reed in there from the Riders? Just signed? Like, it was
but like you say
putrid.
You say that in jest, Barney, and I sit here with like a straight face being like, damn, I wish he'd signed a week or two earlier and he could have maybe gotten in there. Like we're looking at an offensive line that was already down an all-pro left tackle in Christian Darrisaw. In the game, lost another Pro Bowl right tackle in Brian O'Neill, and the middle of the offensive line was pathetic. And so if you're Sam Darnold, this is why he was shook. If you're Sam Darnold, the most important player on the football field you have to know is where at all times is Justin Jefferson. Right? Like he is your meal ticket. He's your home run hitter. He is the best player on the football field. The fact that JJ's wide open on a called wide receiver screen and he didn't even turn his head to the left, like that's screwed up. That means you've just lost the plot altogether.
Yeah. We'll come back to NFL in a bit. We were talking pre-show. We wanted to talk some hockey here. It is crazy to me, and I heard this last night, and I was like, did I hear that correctly? That Connor McDavid passed Yuri Curry for number 2 all-time Oilers points, only trailing, obviously, Wayne Gretzky. Baffling.
I respectfully disagree. I don't think it's baffling at all, and I think this is kind of the point here. I think that we remember those Oiler team as the greats and the legends, which they were for sure. Maybe we're taking for granted the greatness that's happening right before our eyes every single night. Like, this is the best hockey player on earth. The consistency in which he does it, how he elevates his entire team and the manner in which he does it. Like, God bless Zach Hyman. He scored last night on a pretty little pass. Who and what is Zach Hyman if he's not on the same line as Connor McDavid?
He's playing for Balcarres in Senior A next week in Saskatchewan. Just kidding, but
he's a GM of an Ontario League team.
Connor, like there were some times there we weren't sure what the future of the Oilers were going to be in Edmonton. Then came the new rink, but then came number 97. And in such a short period of time, over and over again, this guy has just been as elite as it gets.
Yeah.
And I know we live now in a look at me world. McDavid's not that, but man, he just continues to do it. He just continues to do it.
But he's also got some good pieces around him, and this is where people maybe forget the rest of the Oilers. You want to talk about Zach Hyman. He's a guy that can score when he gets the chances. Draisaitl's obviously been a huge help for them, and just Nugent Hopkins behind gets more ice and more opportunity because of it.
Yeah, no question. Without Sidney Crosby's not Sidney Crosby without Evgeny Malkin, right?
Yep.
That man needs Robin. You always need you need some bit of a supporting cast. Gretzky had Messier and Curry, and the rest. But I just get the sense, like, look, it would make no sense for Leon Draisaitl to extend a contract at the peak of his free agency. A guy from Germany who likes the big city, it would make no sense for him to re-up in Edmonton, except Connor McDavid's there. And because Connor McDavid's there, together they have a real chance to win. And so what McDavid does is he ensures that roster is going to be complete because of his greatness.
For sure.
Yep.
Like, not a snowball's chance in hell that he signs in Draisaitl.
No, if McDavid's not going to be there.
McDavid's there.
Yeah.
He doesn't even answer the phone. Again, new number, who does?
Why would he? And like, we can laugh about it, guys, but guess what? In the last 20 years, who has? Everyone's on the first play out of there.
Yep.
It is, on the McDavid thing, it excites me like I am 10 years old, playing in the backyard of my buddies with my absolute horrible bowl cut, that we get to watch him play with other greats in literally weeks. We never played in the show. We all have 0 games. So good on all these guys. But Zach Hyman, come on. You know, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, great dub career. He's had a decent NHL career. Some of the other guys that McDavid's played with, like, we might get to see him and Nathan McKinnon and Braden Point, Crosby, elder statesman, play together. Like, this is video game stuff. So that's what I'm really... Where does McDavid, and then probably Italy next year, is what I am extremely curious to see how that goes. Like, it's McKinnon and McDavid getting the torch from Crosby. Is there anyone else? Like, I guess we're gonna have to wait for a bit to see, who they're handing it to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, we're getting into the prime years of them playing for Canada, and I think, next month, the Four Nations is basically the appetizer to the main course that is the Olympics next February. I'm intrigued, guys. Like, I'm really interested to see if they'll just do a firepower line. If that's going to be their MO. Like, how does Cooper want to distribute the talent? Because
exactly like the World Junior team did. Just kidding.
Well, but this is the problem, Barney, Sharky. The Americans are way better than us, and that is something. Yeah, no. I get you say that. No, guess what? It's not 2014 anymore. They have caught up and they're better. Their top end talent across the board for a 25, 26 man roster is better than ours. Their goaltending depth is better than ours. So
yes.
As the dog, how is Canada going to fare in February of 25? But more importantly, how are they going to fare in February of 26 after they get a little bit of taste of this to see where they're at?
That's a great question. I agree with you that the U.S. goaltending is superior, maybe superior to everybody in the Four Nations Cup.
We need goaltending for 2 weeks next year, and for this, it's like a week this year. That's what we need.
Who is it? Who's the guy you count on between the pipes? Honestly.
Logan Thompson.
He's not even on the team.
I know. That's the problem. He is so hot right now.
And he's not there.
Can you make an oopsie call?
You sure can. Somebody can get hurt. Yeah. Somebody can pull a groin or a hamstring.
Montebo, here's the situation. What is it going to take? Where do you and your wife want to go? I know that knee's bothering you. Wink, wink.
Little vacation might be nice. The Caribbean somewhere.
Bennington. Yeah. Bennington would slash someone's... He seems like a psycho. Slash someone's tired. He'd go berserk. Yeah. I'm probably the most pro-American hockey guy that you're ever going to meet that was born in this country. I don't know. I just got to see it all play out. I got to see how everything gels. And how the game is called. That's going to be more when it gets to the Olympics too. It's like, how are they going to call the game? Is it going to be based on whoever's got the best power play?
It's not going to be physical.
Yeah, well, hockey isn't anymore.
Right, especially international hockey.
Yeah.
So, and what are you going to do on the bigger ice? How are you going to be able to create? What kind of offense are you going to be able to put together? These are real questions.
Cale Makar, you get to skate that puck
on that Olympic ice.
Any kind of line. You got a lane. Skate. If they open up that back wall, skate to Venice.
He's gonna look out. Go. This is a big river. This is a big river we got out here, boys. It's gonna be some fun.
Well, McKinnon, McDavid. Hey, don't get. There's a lot of fast hockey players out there, and we're Canadian, and we get it hammered down our throats. These guys, that when it gets to the big ice, are they playing on the big ice though in Italy? Is that a for sure?
So. I don't know if it's a for sure, but I'm pretty sure
because it's wider.
It's IIHF, yeah. That's what the rinks are.
Is it 100 by 200 Olympic ice? So you got a lot of stuff on the side that you can just filter.
Yeah.
Just flip it up and let them catch it. Okay, off of hockey did you hear that the CFL schedule was released on January 16th?
What a way for Randy to go out, huh? Just continue to double and triple and quadruple down on just one masterpiece after another. Just the final brushstroke of greatness on what's been just a scintillating regime at the helm. I did see the schedule came out. I tell you guys, I hate ever talking about people being on a hot seat. I really do, because it's one thing to make, big time money, and then it's another thing when you're not. But I looked at it, and the first thing that I wanted to see is how Ottawa was going to come out of the gate. And to me, it's a tough schedule for them. They have to go on the road to your place, go to Regina to open the season, where it's not easy to play. Then they get the Alouettes, who are the best team, in the entire regular season last year in the East Division. Then they go to Calgary, again, travel, road, and then they're home to Toronto, the defending champs. Bob Dice and the Red Blacks had a real tough end to the regular season last year. I think they need to get a good start to make sure that seat doesn't get hot, because I think it's somewhat warm right now.
I agree with you that the schedule's a bit of a challenge for them, but there's no free spot on the bingo card in the CFL schedule. It's not like when Edmonton was completely dog crap and you got to go in there and know you were going to get a W out of that place.
When was that?
A couple, 3 years ago when they were in the tank.
I was going to say, not last year when they came in here and beat us.
Yeah, but there's no free spot on the bingo card, so you gotta have your A game, and I guess it's a great test if you want to be in the mix. Here's 4 teams you're going to have to beat.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I just look at Toronto and Montreal, and I just think look, it's also Jan 16. We haven't even touched free agency yet. Their talent is better. So how's that all going to shake down? We'll see. But boys, I keep talking about it. I think I got to book a trip out there for Labor Day. I think this is the year we got to do it. think this is the year for Western Pizza and Lucky Lager, and
you can't get Lucky Lager out here, can you?
What's that?
Can you get Lucky Lager?
Not after all those guys went blind. No, I don't know. I don't think he'll come.
You're daring him now, aren't you?
I think it's all just lip service.
No,
I think he's just talking, eh? All right.
Labor Day is a little earlier. I saw that. I didn't even know. Usually it's like 6, 7. Now it's like August 1st or September 1st. So save me
August
a seat
31st.
there on the Friday, Barney. I'll come in.
Say that again. Sorry.
Save me a seat there for the Friday. I'll be there.
You're always welcome. Sad news, baseball world. Bob Uecker passed away today at 90. Any run-ins with Bob Uecker?
Once in Milwaukee when I was on the baseball beat. We were there in Milwaukee, and he's a character, man. Like everything you see about him publicly is what he is privately. And at that time, Marco Estrada was a pitcher for the Blue Jays, a pretty good one. But he had cut his teeth with the Brewers. And we get to Milwaukee, and the first person that Marco wanted to see was you. He wanted to go and chat, and they had a long talk together. Like there are legends in the game, and whenever we associate a legend in the game, we always think about a player. Bob Uecker's a legend in baseball.
Yep.
Hall of Famer. He played. I think he did more to grow the game by being on Major League and Major League 2, just a bit outside. It's as aligned as anything else, isn't it? But he had, in a business of relationships, he had relationships with everybody.
He was very special. Whenever he spoke or whenever you saw a highlight of him or a clip from him, you always turned the sound up. You wanted to hear what Bob Uecker had to say and what message he had to deliver, because it was usually going to be very entertaining.
Entertaining and upbeat, and twilight of his career, he couldn't wait to get down to the clubhouse to celebrate with the guys whenever they'd win a division or a playoff series or anything like that. So if you're not too familiar, it's worth a little YouTube search, because you'll be entertained tonight by Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker.
Very much so.
Go watch Major League.
Yeah.
Go watch Major League.
Do yourself a favor. Okay, circling back, like I said, to the NFL. The game of the weekend is Baltimore-Buffalo. Like, there's no question about it. It shocks me that this Kansas City Chiefs team that could be going for a three-peat, they're playing the early game Saturday. Like, that would have never happened to the New England Patriots. It's like it's like going to a concert. Like going to Country Thunder. You should come out for that, is what you should come out for. Going to Country Thunder, and it's like the 2:00 in the afternoon band. It's like, from Cardston, Alberta, here's Mike and the Drifters. That's where the Chiefs and the Texans are playing. Like, no respect.
Which actually, I bet in his heart of hearts, is exactly how Andy Reid wants it. Off the radar, middle of the day, gives us an extra day to prep for next Sunday if we get by Houston. Plus, we'll be at home, etc., etc. And that, to me, has the makings of a finesse, pass-oriented game. Like, football's got an expression, this may be a double chin strap game. To me, Baltimore-Buffalo is a triple chin strap game. Like, Derrick Henry is going to come run angry, and he's going to come run violent. And can the Bills do anything about it? That's the question of this football game. We can talk about Zay Flowers missing and Lamar doing this and that, blah, 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 Josh versus Lamar. What does Buffalo have to slow down Derrick Henry? And I don't think the answer is much. So let's see.
I was the kid in the locker room that always was looking beyond the game that we were playing in. So for me, it's more... Are either of those teams going to have anything left to probably play Kansas City in Kansas City next week? That's what I'm watching.
Yeah, it's a good one. Let's see how it goes. But then then it comes down to turnovers, etc. I actually rewatched over the holidays the KC Cincinnati AFC Championship game from a few years ago when the Bengals finally did it, won, got to the Super Bowl, lost to the Rams. like, ball security is job security. You know, that's why Derrick Henry's so important. He's not going to fumble the ball. Turnover is going to play such a big factor in January. So let's see how this whole thing shakes down.
Now, I want to thank you for last week. You gave me some picks that won some money, so that was a nice change. Arash, that was a really nice change. Really, really appreciate that. So where are we going this week, Arash? What are you giving me? Who should I pick? Money line, spread? Where are you going?
Well, some of these spreads are like college football games in late September.
What,
I know.
The Chiefs by 8.5?
What is the Detroit game now?
Where I'm looking at, I'm on CoolBet, and it's 9.5. Over under 55.5. I know that's a lot.
That's a lot when Jaden Daniels is on the field and Terry McLaurin's on the field.
And are we forgetting that Detroit's not totally healthy on defense?
Yeah. This is the toughest week of the year. Look, everything says to me, take the points with the Rams. I just think Philadelphia is just,
I agree,
a scatterbrained mess, and Sean McVay versus Nick Sirianni, it's chess versus checkers. So I really like the Rams there. I have felt that Kansas City has been playing on borrowed time all year, but the only other team that seems to be in the same boat are the Houston Texans. So, but it's a lot of points. Two scores in a playoff game are a lot of points, fellas.
They are.
I don't care if it's September or if it's January. I do not trust or like Houston on the road. Sure. Houston at home, I can stomach. Houston on the road, I might as well be betting on bocce ball. I have no idea.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I like the Rams to cover.
Yeah.
I definitely like Washington to cover 9.5. And then the Houston Kansas City game, like, I don't know. I might. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the over.
No, I'm with you there. I think
take some weird prop bet.
The over under is 41.5. Why wouldn't you take the over?
Because I hope Houston comes up with some sort of game plan that
stops Kansas City
from scoring that many points. Like, Kansas City is going to score some. Oh, God, I hope someone just absolutely annihilates Patrick Mahomes.
It's not going to happen. Get over it. It's not going to happen.
That's the bet I might place.
The one thing about Kansas City is this. It's just so hard in January to count out 15 and 87 together as a package deal. Because how often do they just continue to do it when it makes no sense whatsoever?
The game. What does Houston have up their sleeve, game plan wise? That is And if they're doing the old coaching, if they're doing the old coaching adage where it's like our best against their best, here we go. Good luck, pops.
Right.
Game over. Right. You got to come with some sort of scheme that they have never seen, something that you've had in your back pocket for this weekend. And if you don't have anything in your back pocket, go buy different slacks because you're lost. You're going to get shellacked.
KC's rested, right? They played their starters on Christmas Day, and they sat everybody the last game of the regular season, then they had their bye. That's just huge for them.
Oh, poke my eyes out too. Taylor Swift, she's going to be there. Saturday afternoon game. Mike and the Drifters opening up. Okay, Arash. Still, I know it's only been a few days. Body's still warm, but tough one for your Vikings. If you're going to cheer for somebody at this point now that's left, who would it be?
It's funny. I was just talking about this with somebody today. I would love to see Kansas City Buffalo, but I'd also really enjoy one more KC versus Baltimore. Like one more AFC championship game with those two. So I guess I'm rooting for those two teams this weekend just so we can get I got to guess I don't care who wins Baltimore Buffalo, but I want Kansas City to win just so we get a treat of an AFC championship game.
And then we can talk about it all next week.
Love it.
Here on the Sportscage.
Love it.
Coast to Coast with Arash Madani for Brian Gawley every Tuesday and Thursday here on the all-new Sportscage, where we're streaming at sportscage.com.
Thanks, Arash.
Hockey is back, and what better way to kick off the season than a visit to Extreme Hockey and Sport? Check out the Bauer Fit Lab for your custom skate fitting. And stay tuned for the new shooting lane to provide customers with the best shopping experience as possible. And off the ice, look great. Visit their umbrella marketing professionals for all your team and corporate apparel. Extreme Hockey and Sport, 1425 McIntyre Street and the Pro Shop, conveniently located at the Cooperator Center.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
So, since that little ding on my car last week, I don't know where to take it.
I don't even know.
That's easy. Take it to Regina Motor Products.
Who said that?
I did. Down here. I'm Terry the Tire. Regina Motor Products Chevrolet Collision Center and SGI accredited auto body repair is a full-service collision and body shop that works on all makes and models. Just submit your claim to SGI and set an appointment to get your appraisal done. Easy.
I bet you're tired after saying all that.
South at Highway 1 and 6, Albert Street. RMPChevrolet.com.
CoolBet has all the hot games. For all the free-to-play casino games, head to coolbet.co. They've got sports odds, including Saskatchewan senior hockey, plus all the sports odds you can think of. From the ice to the field to the court, CoolBet has you covered. All at your fingertips. No risk, just thrill. So why wait? Get in the game and embrace the unexpected at coolbet.co.
The all-new Sportscage. Watch our live stream at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
You're looking for something to do tonight. Maybe you want to go grab a snack first. The Canadian Brew House. You can also set up for your team fundraiser there. A chance to win $2,500. Tons of options to choose from. The Canadian Brew House can help you raise the funds for your crew. All the details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Or visit either location in Regina or the one in Moose Jaw. The Sheriff on the ball, let me know. We got 2 Pats tickets tomorrow night. They're taking on the Edmonton Oil Kings.
On bobblehead night for...
Bobblehead night.
For K9.
Kyle Deck. Bobblehead night. Swalmer said, no, it's not. It's K9. It's K9 bobblehead night. 2 tickets to give away. 936-6262. Text in. Tell Alan why he does a fantastic job. He's going to pick who wins those tickets and goes to the game tomorrow night. Western Pizza guest hotline time. Let's go out. There is a clash tonight at the Cooperator Center, 8 o'clock. The puck is dropped. Joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline, Ryan Hodgins, head coach of the Regina Pats Canadians. Hodgie, the last time we talked to you over the phone, you were at the Circle K or the Max. It'll always be the Max tournament to us, right? We're both 77s. Do you have a tough time?
Yeah, it's the Max.
I think next year we should do up some T-shirts just out of spite.
Yeah, stroke out the Circle K Max tournament.
Yeah, we're at the Max. No, but tonight you got Moose Jaw coming back. As a coach, you gotta love these ones. No disrespect to any other teams in the league. They're in first place. You guys are chasing now. Probably gets the juices flowing mid-January to have one of these.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these are just like you said, these are the games you look forward to. I mean, they're exciting. If you can't get up for these ones, I don't know.
The last game, they scored late. We had Trevor Weisgerber on yesterday talking about it. They score late. I was at the game, and that's what I'm telling people tonight. If you got nothing to do, and you got $10 burning a hole in your jeans, go and watch us. It was fast, Hodgie. The block shots, the hits, the goals. These 2 teams can play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's kind of like you said, these top 2 teams, and the league in general, the pace and like you said, the shot blocking and how hard these guys play. It's fun to watch.
Hodgie, you've had a heck of a run. I mean, the Max tournament, great success in the round robin and a tough one in the quarterfinal. And obviously, you've got a great season going in front of you here. 2 games in hand on the Winmar Warriors. Really wish they'd call them the Canucks. I think that's a way better name for that Moose Jaw team. But anyway, what have you talked to the kids about as we go into the second half and getting ready for the playoffs? What are you bringing to the table with the guys in terms of getting them ready?
Well, I mean, right now, getting ready, we're kind of, like you said, the second half, it's the exciting part. I mean, we're down the stretch here, and as you can see in the standings, the parity's out, unbelievable. So, I mean, the second half, I mean, we just got to continue to get better, and that's kind of our goal is just to get better every night and continue to get better. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
You're without Eli Johnson tonight. He's on a suspension. What does that do to your defensive pairings and lineup? How does that change your back end?
Yeah, I mean, you take Eli out of our lineup, that's a big hole. But at the same time, it's a big opportunity for some other guys to play some minutes and play in some different roles and situations. We're going to go with 5. We don't have an option of an AP tonight. Our EPs are playing, so again with that, there's going to be opportunity for the 5 guys to play, and I feel real confident with those 5.
Nice.
What Moose Jaw? Are they one of those teams where they just kind of keep coming at you at different lines, or do they have a couple of guys you really got to key on, or you just kind of got to be on your toes through the whole thing? Almost like a Jamie Haroff coached Pat Blues team. They just keep coming.
And you know what they do? They work hard, but I mean, they got a lot of skill on that team as well. I mean, their depth is real good, right? They got 4 lines that come at you and a good back end, and they got great goaltending. So I mean, they're in first place for a reason. I mean, they got a good hockey team, and their depth is good.
I hope it's a huge crowd tonight.
I'm going to be there. That's all you need.
With that shirt on?
Probably, yeah. Might throw a hoodie over top. Yeah,
looking sharp. The other thing before we let you go, Hodgie, I can't remember his name. You got to give him a plug here. You're a music guy. People that are going to the game, does he play some nice tunes?
Is that right? You know what? I don't know. I'll pass
You're in the zone. Oh man, it'd be like you back in the day cruising the mean streets of North Battleford and whatever vehicle you had. There's some classics in there. Hey, thanks for taking some time on game day. I know you're a busy guy. 8:00 puck drop. Looking forward to watching tonight, and good luck.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Hogman.
Head coach of the Regina Pats Canadians, Ryan Hodgins, tonight, 8:00, puck drop. Get there early. Parking will be an issue. That's not assigned seating, so you want to get there, find your spot, get your cold beverage, get lined up, be ready to go. Buy a 50-50. Yeah. Good music. I'm telling you. Support the Patsies. Watch, you pay attention now. I am. I'm going to be listening for the tunes. He runs a good playlist. Yeah. If I could request maybe a little more Roxette, would be nice to hear. Some old Watchmen, some McLaren's Furnace Room, a few cuts off that. You'd like that, would you? That would change it for you? No, and it's a great night weather-wise. It's talking minus 70 walking into the Cooperators in that wind tunnel. Oh, it's so nice going through there. It's beautiful. And driving through there right now, it would be too difficult. They drive around sanding yesterday, and they got a massive blade on the front of this truck, almost like they're just teasing people, because that little horseshoe loop. They never put the blade down in there, do they? It's like driving on Mars. Yeah. It's like downtown Beirut is what it is. Yeah, it's like just, during the day when nobody's around, novel concept here, blade down, clear that for people. I think you should get on the board over there and make some changes. I know some really smart people that applied to be on that board. And they didn't get there. Didn't even get a call. Eli Johnson out of the lineup tonight. That's over a point a game out of the lineup. 6 goals and 30 assists in 28 games for Eli. So they are going to miss that more than you know. Obviously, he's a key on their power play. Playing good hockey. Prince George Cougar prospect. Yeah, and best defenseman at the Max Circle K tournament. Or Penticton Cougars. I don't know. They're still Prince George at this time. I don't see that changing. It's y'all don't want to bet?
You know something I don't know.
You still owe? What do you owe me? Can you guys keep track of how much stuff in a year 2025 Sharky owes me on bets?
I owe you a pizza and a beer. That's what I owe you right now.
I think it's more than one beer.
I owe you a pizza and a beer at Western Pizza. That's what I owe you right now.
It's the all-new Sportscage.
Unless you've got video that shows otherwise, or there's some other clarification.
Yeah, we keep receipts. We're streaming at sportscage.com.
Nobody knows the equipment market like Ritchie Brothers. If you're selling heavy equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers will get you the most buyers, industry expertise, and the widest selection of custom selling solutions. Sell equipment your way, from your yard or a Ritchie Brothers facility. Ritchie Brothers will drive demand for your assets like no one else can. Contact your local territory manager today to get started. Visit rbauction.com to learn more about selling with Ritchie Brothers.
0% financing on Bronco Sport, 0% financing on Ford F-150, 0% financing on Ford Escapes. You see the trend here? Future Ford has 0% financing on their huge selection of new vehicles. The 2024 has to go, and they need to make sure they have room for all the 25s they have coming. I know what you're thinking. 0%? What else can you do? How about free oil changes at any Ford dealership in Canada and half-price extended warranty? Check out their inventory at futureford.ca or visit them at Future Ford in Melville today.
Well, howdy, y'all. Wood Country Woody here. You ever been kissed by your mother-in-law? Brr, nothing chillier than that, except your house when the wind's out of the northwest. Fret not, my friend. It's John's Manville Insulation to the rescue from Wood Country. Insulation so good, even your mom-in-law will thaw a little. Get toasty. Save money. John's Manville Insulation from Wood Country.
Your home is your castle.
In McLean, Estevan, and Tisdale. Wood-country.com.
This winter, make sure you have tires that are ready to handle the snowy and icy roads and get them at Quality Tire. If you don't have winter tires, this is the time to get them. At 7 degrees Celsius, the rubber on all season tires start to harden in the cold. With winter tires, you'll be able to stop sooner and avoid the accident in front of you. And start driving quicker in case the car behind you doesn't have winter tires from Quality Tire. With 9 locations across Saskatchewan.
QualityTire.ca. Welcome back to the all-new Sports Cage. Get social with us. Follow us on X at Sports Cage. Watch our video stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio at 620 CKRM.
It is 4-Axis Communications on this Thursday. The sheriff just gave me a stern talking to.
Uh-oh. What did you do wrong? What did the sheriff have to come out of his sheriff
ticket's
work?
still up for grabs. He's not sure who's going to win him yet. 936-6262 if you want to go watch the Regina Pats and Edmonton Oil Kings tomorrow night. What were we going to talk about?
I don't know. It's your show.
Yes. Before to get to the cross-check thing, we're going to show you the cross-check video.
Okay.
Clutch performer for Nick Service in Emerald Park, your local Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fent dealer. Call 781-1077. Talk to all the fine folks at Nick's Service. Zach Lansard from the Regina Pats last night. 4-3 scores the game winner. 6 minutes-ish left in the third period. He is our clutch performer as the Pats dump the Red Deer Rebels 4-3. Those two teams always play each other close.
Like I said, they're both young clubs too. They're gonna be playing each other in a battle for the next 3-4 years. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch.
Regina Pat Canadians music guy's also my clutch performer tonight. He's gonna be buzzing. I'm hyping him up now. Everybody going to the game.
A lot of pressure on this young fella, whoever he might be.
8 o'clock, pressure's on. Oh, my iPad broke. Clutch performer for Nick Service in Emerald Park, your local Massey Ferguson, Challenger, Rogator, Gleaner, and Fent dealer. Call him 781-1077. Okay, if you're watching the stream, sportscage.com, or you can watch the Sharky.
Okay.
You're going to watch. I'm going to tell you when you can be watching on Twitter, too. This is the hit. Okay, now watch it around center ice here. Keep watching it around center ice. Keep watching.
Oh, I did see this.
Oof.
Yeah. And where was that? Like where?
Rosetown.
In Rosetown.
Senior hockey.
Who are the Red Wings playing there? And who is that guy?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I'm drawing a blank.
That's now up on charges. Like, that's not even part of the game. Puck wasn't even going that direction.
Definitely isn't part of the game.
Was there a slur? Was there something bad said?
No. There was the boarding, and I think everybody made it out like, oh. And Rosetown and Kerrobert. So Rosetown guy cross-check, guy from Kerrobert goes down. Sounds like he's okay, first and foremost. Yeah, you get banned for the year, for multiple years. You could easily lay charges on that with the video evidence.
You know, the crazy thing now that we didn't have 20 years ago when I was in senior hockey was this video that's available. And it's available everywhere. Like, now if they're trying to make a decision on a suspension, they don't have to ask anybody if they thought it was deliberate or intentional or whatever. They can send me the videos you got. That looks gross. I'm all for playing tough. I'm all for playing hard. I'm all for outworking the other team and making sure you put them in their place, but that's not part of things.
I'm an eye for an eye guy a bit. I get a tough time of turning the other cheek, like the Kenny Rogers song said.
Yeah.
Never really struck a nerve with me. Didn't hit home. But that is, the guy it was a big hit into the boards. Yes. I don't think that justifies a cross-check to the teeth or jaw. Now, if the retaliation to that is a cross-check to that guy's face, then we're even, Steven.
Then we can watch the whole thing and carry on. Yeah.
That's just how I roll. Is that wrong?
Are those fake?
No.
Those jibs?
Lucky. But that was a little bit crazy. Senior Hockey Report coming up tomorrow live from Kenora, Saskatchewan. Brandon Basler from the Monday Nooner, former CKRM DJ, disc jockey, also from out in Rosetown as well. He's going to be co-hosting with me there as we are emceeing, I think.
As you watch
there's over 400 people. They sold this thing out.
Well, it's not for you. It's for Marty McSorley.
It's for Don Chesney, too.
That's true. It could be more for Chesney than McSorley. You'll have, like, sour cream on your shirt. You'll have
because I've never eaten sour cream and Petahab before.
No, like, that's what I'm going to say. You're going to eat it constantly. You'll have it all over you.
No, I'm more worried about the heartburn at about 3 in the morning. From everything.
That might be more to the liquid refreshment.
The Kubasa.
There you go. That's what's going to give you trouble.
Mixing with the whiskey. It's great. They got things going on. Tonight it's like a senior hockey alumni game. We were going to zip out and twirl in that tonight because I still
wasn't
don't know
enough to do. Yeah,
I was sick the first 3 days of the week here. It's going to be a lot of fun. What do you know about any advice for me going to Kenora for my first time tomorrow?
What do you want to know? You guys are staying out at the beach too. You got a B&B out there or something, or they got an Airbnb for you or something?
Airbnb, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a B. I think it's a lake.
You think it's at the lake?
I think it looks like it.
Good Spirits. It's a fantastic spot, summer or winter. You'll enjoy that part. If anybody brings up a jar of alcohol that does not previously labeled, be careful.
Yeah. I've been around Prudhomme, Waka, Alvina, Smuts area.
Vonda. Yeah.
I know Homebrew and Hooch and Stay Away. Played senior hockey in Abbey. The Hutterite boys.
They make their good stuff. Yeah.
Wow. That's a loose term. They make stuff.
Good is a different question.
Oh, I remember the first time I tried that.
Yeah. Burned your toenails off.
It'll be an awesome day, raising great money. Marty McSorley is going to come on the Sports Cage tomorrow.
He is a blast. He is truly a blast. You're going to enjoy Marty a ton.
Don Chesney's going to come on the Sports Cage allegedly tomorrow.
What are you pre-taping him at 11 a.m.? Because by 5, Chaz may have a head start on the rest of the day.
Even better. More respect than ever for Don Chesney. He is a legend in Southern Saskatchewan when it comes to hockey, junior hockey, and I didn't really know the name until I moved here, and you'd hear stories, and I'd be like, okay.
What's his coaching resume read like? There's Millionaires, there's Terriers, the Labret Eagles. I think he did the junior B team in Fort Knox.
I don't know. I'm going to I think I might let Brandon quarterback that one. but I think he's going to have to tell. I don't even want to ruin it. The one story when he was in Melville. I didn't get to interview him on the Nooner when they did it because I had COVID, the OG. That's when I had COVID, and I had no energy. And I went back and listened to that story, and it was one of those ones where you laugh so hard that you're cramping up. And I was like, this guy. And then everybody texts you. He didn't tell this story. He didn't tell that story. Yeah. Didn't tell this story. It's going to be a lot of fun in Kenora tomorrow. It's sold out. So bravo to everybody putting this thing on, too. I saw some pictures today of the curling rink, the hall where it is, the Sylvia Fedoruk Center.
Be packed.
Top notch.
Packed.
I said, Stacy, who's organizing, has been lovely. She's like, what time are you guys show setting up? She's like 3. She's like, well, just the caterer will be around getting stuff in. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm going to need. About an hour into the show, the smell of pierogies, kubasa, everything rolling in.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
You know what? You're going to get some shishlicki, too. There's going to be some shishlicki.
Yeah.
No. You're not a fan?
No.
Really?
What? I don't have to like everything.
Look at the size of you. It appears you do.
Just carbs. Big carb guy.
You're going behind the garlic curtain. You got to get ready.
Hour 3 coming up. Glen, Suitor. We're also going to rerun if you missed the Malik Carney interview. It is the all-new Sportscage. We're streaming at sportscage.com. Enough at
the Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist.
We're going to take you back to the year 1993. Shania married Mutt Lang. Willie Nelson went into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Conway Twitty said goodbye. And this time period, 1993, we were oozing with talent. We'll feature some of it.
The Country Music Rewind with Colin Lovequist. Brought to you by Crawford's No Frills. Saturday afternoons at 4 and Sunday afternoons at 1 on Country's Greatest Hits. 620 CKRM.
Get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
Some will try to tell you 8 inches is enough. Others will say 10 inches will do. But when you want a lot of pizza, you gotta hanker down with the delicious 13-inch pepperoni from Western Pizza. Why mess with a good thing? You know what you want. 13 inches of pepperoni pizza perfection from Western Pizza. Western Pizza. Big on toppings, big on taste. Dine in or take out. Order today.
And get it hot and get it fast. Western Pizza.
It's time to turn up the heat on trades at Crestview. For a limited time, get a $2,500 trade-in bonus on any trade-in. We're going to work to get you the same or similar payment to what you got right now. And we got something for everybody. Over 200 brand new vehicles, Jeeps, Rams, Caravans, and so much more. Plus, Capital's 100K giveaway is back in Crestview. Check out capital100k.ca for your chance to win. We're turning up the heat on trades at Crestview Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Proud member of the Capital Automotive Group.
Canada's largest indoor farm show, Manitoba Egg Days, is back for the 48th show. Mark your calendars for January 21st through 23rd as we invite you to see over 550 exhibitors, over 60 speakers, and over 30 new egg innovations. You can find all the show details at eggdays.com. Early bird tickets are available now for $15 per day or $40 for all 3 days. We will see you at Manitoba Egg Days, where the egg year begins.
The 620 CKRM Country Corner is brought to you by Glasses TV, your SaskTel authorized dealer, and Foster's Audio Video in Carlisle. Get the newest cell phone today with an amazing SaskTel rate plan.
620 CKRM is proud to support the greatest country music of all time show, presented by Conrad Big Knife and Detour Country, Saturday, January 25th at Dark Hall in Regina. Enjoy an electrifying tribute performance capturing the heart and soul of classic country. Tickets at darkhall.ca. Hockey Day in Saskatchewan comes to Kenora. Events run all throughout the week with lots of local hockey action and the Goal Line Gala Friday at the Sylvia Fedoruk Center. Guest speakers Marty McSorley and Don Chesney. Full event details at hockeydayinsask.ca. And spend your Saturdays with the Symphony. The Regina Symphony Orchestra has plenty of fun events planned this year, including Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in concert, January 31st and February 1st. Full details and tickets at reginasymphony.com.
For more information, visit 620ckrm.com.
It's 5 o'clock. Good evening. It's mostly cloudy and it's 3 degrees in Regina. I'm Corey Atkinson from the Harvard Media News Center with 620 CKRM News for Echo Sound in Fort Qu'Appelle. Stay connected with a new cell phone from Echo Sound. Call 306-332-6711. Police in Regina say they've charged a man in a July 2023 killing. A 31-year-old has been charged with first-degree murder in the shooting death of 32-year-old Roman Miller. Police say he was arrested in Winnipeg and had been on the top 25 most wanted list compiled by the BOLO, a program that helps police find suspects. Daniel Juma Adam is to make his first court appearance in Winnipeg today and then to be transported to Regina. 2 men are facing robbery charges also after Regina police responded to incidents on Wednesday night. At around 7:10 p.m., officers were called to Fifth Avenue for a robbery where a victim was threatened with a knife. Shortly after, a second robbery was reported. Police used a canine team to track one suspect and recover stolen items and a knife. The second suspect was found shortly after. Both suspects, a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old from Regina, appeared in court today. A special food product has been unveiled at the Western Canadian Crop Production Show in Saskatoon. To celebrate the 140th anniversary of Saskatoon's Prairieland Park, they've partnered with 1886 beef jerky to offer prairie sweet heat flavor.
They heard our advertisement on the radio, and their sales rep, Mike, contacted me. And so we've been working in collaboration with him to get our packaging put for Prairieland. It's all about Prairie Sweet. It's all about our history, what our roots are, where we came from.
That was Sharon Odnicon, the manager of food and beverage for Prairieland Park. She says the 1886 Prairieland beef jerky will also be sold at convenience stores across Saskatchewan soon. Former Bank of Canada Governor Malik Carney says he's in the running to replace Justin Trudeau as Liberal leader. He says he's ready for the top job.
I'm back home in Edmonton to declare my candidacy for leader of the Liberal Party and Prime Minister of Canada.
Carney is the first perceived frontrunner to announce his intention to lead the party. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland and Liberal House Leader Karina Gould are both expected to launch their rival bids in the coming days. And it ends with us. Actor and director Justin Baldoni has sued his co-star Blake Lively and her husband, Deadpool actor Ryan Reynolds, for defamation. The suit is the latest step in a bitter legal battle surrounding the dark romantic drama. It comes about 2 weeks after Lively sued Baldoni and others, alleging a coordinated campaign to attack her reputation for coming forward about her treatment on the set. That lawsuit came the same day Baldoni sued the New York Times for libel, accusing the paper of working with Lively to smear him. It's 5:02, and that's your 620 CKRM News. Read more stories from around your community and around the province at sasktoday.ca and 620ckrm.com. Your weather is next.
Oh, finally, there it is.
Oh, did you order pizza?
No, even better. I called Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Oh, so what'd you order?
Well, they have all the top-of-the-line smartphones with all the latest features and so many great plans, man.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it is the pizza guy. Hey, guy.
Tell him to go away. We're waiting on Echo Sound.
Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Qu'Appelle. EchoSound.ca.
We'll still take the pizza, though.
Hun, I'm starving. What do we have to eat?
Avoid the annoyed.
Western pizza. I really don't feel like cooking today.
Avoid the annoyed.
Western pizza.
I want lasagna.
I was thinking Caesar salad and garlic bread.
I had my heart set on chicken wings.
Avoid the annoyed.
Western pizza.
Avoid the annoyed with Western Pizza. Big on toppings, big on taste. Dine in or take out. Order today.
Western pizza.
It's 5:04, and I'm Corey Atkinson with your 620 CKRM Precision Weather Forecast, brought to you by Line-X Regina. Serious protection, killer looks, 1865 McCarra Street, and by Matt's Furniture. Visit mattsfurniture.ca. Now here's Precision Weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
Mostly cloudy sky for tonight, and the wind is going to start howling, shifting into the northwest, increasing 30 to 50 kilometers per hour, gusts to over 75 at times. The low around -9, wind chill way down in the teens, and wind chills bitingly cold over the next couple of days. Could get near extreme cold, especially for Friday night through Sunday. Temperatures fall through the day Friday to -17. The snow winds down in the morning. It picks up mainly through the late night hours, but still some light flurries around through the morning. Total accumulation between the overnight and the morning, 1 to 2 centimeters. The wind still gusting over 60, 65 kilometers per hour through the day. We're down to -17 by day's end, -24 Friday night. Flurries around, no accumulation from that. Cloud mixing with sunshine on Saturday. Wind will very slowly subside. We drop off to minus 26 and hold there, but wind chill near minus 40. Sunny sky, minus 26 on Sunday, minus 26 on Monday as well with sunshine. With your 620 CKRM weather forecast, I'm Precision Weather meteorologist Phil Spivak.
Across the province at this hour, Saskatoon is +2, Swift Current +1, Assiniboia +4, Broadview Moosomin 0, Yorkton Melville -3, Estevan +2, and Weyburn is +3. At this hour in Moose Jaw, it's partly cloudy. Winds are from the west at 54, gusting to 73, and it's +4. Regina is mostly cloudy. Winds are from the southwest at 36, and it's +3. For more local news that matters to you, subscribe to our daily newsletter at sasktoday.ca.
When you want the best for your truck, you want Line-X. Your truck has withstood the harshest elements Saskatchewan has thrown at it. Rocks, gravel, rain, sleet, and snow, and left with no chips, no rust. Line-X protective coating keeps your truck's bed liners, rocker panels, and bumpers looking like brand new. Don't settle for Brand X. Go with Line-X. It's serious protection. Come see why everybody loves taking their truck to Line-X Regina for their rocker panels, bumpers, and more. Line-X. Make your truck complete. 1865 McCarra Street.
Wondering what your equipment is really worth? Hi, I'm Riley McChesney from McDougall Auctioneers, your go-to appraisal experts. With our finger on the pulse in today's market, we offer the most accurate, up-to-date valuations for your machinery. Planning to expand or thinking of selling? Get the real value of your equipment with McDougall Auctioneers. Over 42 years of expertise at your service. Call us at 1-800-263-4193 or visit us at mcdougallauction.com.
Broadcasting from Century Studios in downtown Regina, Harvard Media presents the all-new Sportscage, where Saskatchewan comes to talk local sports. Brought to you by Access Communications, trusted in rural Saskatchewan for internet, TV, and home security. Be a part of the show. Call 1-866-767-0620 or text 306-936-6262. The all-new Sportscage. Streaming at sportscage.com and on the radio at 620 CKRM.
Hour 3 of the Sports Cage. Barney Shinkaruk, Sharky, Colson, and the Sheriff, Allen. Have you given away those Pat tickets yet? Close? He's saying close. If you're listening out there.
So he hasn't got enough love yet in the texts that have come in.
He's saying you got 8 minutes to get in.
He needs more love than the text message.
8 minutes. That was his number in high school. He likes the number 8. 936-62-62. If you want to go watch the Regina Pats and Edmonton Oil Kings tomorrow night. Yeah, he was a Tracy Ham fan. That's why. You didn't know that?
Look at the knowledge you have.
Yeah.
On Allen.
Did you know that the Riders punter went to high school with Keith Urban?
He did not go with Keith Urban. I looked it up. Don't do that. That's not fair.
If you didn't listen to hour 1 in the Malik Carney interview, you're going to hear that one coming up again because that's the joke for sure. After that, we had Malik Carney on. We had Dave Thomas on at the start of the show. You want to go listen to the podcast for him. We talk about the CFL schedule being released. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. The CFL schedule was finally released today. Why wouldn't a guy or girl release it on November 16th at some random time in the morning?
It's January.
January 16th.
January 16th, yeah.
Weird.
Hey, it's out. It's out. Let's be happy. It's out. Plan the summer.
I want to make fun of it.
Make some plans.
I don't get it. Let's go find out what Glen Suitor thinks about all this on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. It's press coverage with Glen Suitor on January 16th, as I was reminded. Glenn, we've been talking about it. We wanted it to happen. And then I was saying earlier, it's like I thought it was Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern is like when the CFL likes to release things. And instead we got Thursday at who knows what time.
Well, hey, before we get to that, first of all, I'm glad you're back. And healthy again. I thought it was that I didn't have a good wild card weekend betting sickness.
No. Yeah. No, I heard that little jab the other day. I was listening. I was in bed cuddled up fever style, but I listening. No, you know what my wife thought I might have meningitis, man. Cuz my neck was so sore and I was so sick. And then she's like, I'm like, meningitis, is that still a thing? Like, I remember when it was like branding back in the day when you got sick. When was that, in the 90s? If you got any kind of sickness in the 90s and your neck started hurting or throbbing, you're like, you might have meningitis. You might have meningitis. And then No, I just have a sprained neck. My doctor informed me. Seriously. But yeah, I'm alive.
And also the good news. I mean, that's the best news, that you're healthy and good, and it's not serious, and you bounced back nicely. Way to go.
Cholesterol's still really high.
Yeah, so I know. Yeah, mine's up there too. But also the good news is, Western Pizza. I mean, who's buying after the big Rams bet? I know who's buying now. Sharky, are you in or what? Because Barney's buying.
Oh yeah, if there's free pizza, I'm there. I'm there.
What did you bet?
I'm there.
What?
Yeah.
No. I didn't lose my memory. Did you? Colson's got a little book over there that he keeps all the bets that we make as a team. What did I bet?
No, you didn't bet. You didn't bet, Barney. But
I won the money line. Yeah, I thought that was more of a jab at Arash when we had him on. I hammered that money line, Glenn. I was like,
awesome.
Nah, we're going.
You won some good cash, so now you're buying. So that's the way that works.
What do you think about this? What do you think about this CFL schedule? Like, I'm kind of liking things are spread out. What when you look at it from a league perspective, from all the teams, what are you seeing?
Yeah. First of all, I had a bunch of criteria that I would personally like to have seen. I mean, when you think about how to start the season, I've always felt that the Grey Cup rematch is a great way to start the season. So that should be the opener. That should be the first game. It should be Winnipeg, Toronto. And no, that didn't happen. When you look at week one, it's not terrible. I kind of look at it from a TV point of view and building the storyline point of view. And to have, it's kind of a good news, bad news situation for that opener on Thursday night, Ottawa at Sask, because the good news is we're going to have our first game at Mosaic Stadium. It's going to look great. It always does when we do our games from there. It'll be a big crowd. It'll be a loud crowd. It's the opener. It's a good way to start if you're starting in Saskatchewan. And usually our ratings are good. However, the Saskatchewan-Ottawa matchup isn't necessarily, a matchup that gets you all fired up. I mean, there's two divisional games in that first week. In fact, when you look at the first 3 weeks of the season, that was another thing I thought would be important, was to see divisional matchups to start the season and divisional matchups to end the season. It's better at the end. It's not as good at the beginning. 5 of the 12 games to start the season in the first 3 weeks are divisional matchups. Only 5 of 12. So there are a few sprinkled in there each week, but not as much as I'd like to have seen. At the end of the year, 8 of the 12 are divisional matchups, and we can get to the Saskatchewan schedule in a second. But what they did get right was, and I think that is really important, is that every team this year plays a home and home. So you're gonna play every team in the league in your barn and in there. So in the past years, for instance, Bo Levi Mitchell never played in Calgary after he was traded away from Calgary. After they went in a different direction, we didn't see Bo go back to Calgary. So he is to open the season this year. It's a few years removed, but okay. That matchup with Vernon Adams there will be interesting. Start the year in Calgary. But I'm glad that every team will play each other both home and away. That hasn't happened in the past. Labor Day for Saskatchewan and Winnipeg is there and intact. And I'm not just talking about the Labor Day game, but the Labor Day rematch.
If that wasn't there, the Riders might ask for their deposit back for entry fee for the league.
Well,
we out.
Just the way it's gone down, Barney. I'm always just checking boxes because you never know. I mean, it's a month late, first of all, but then the Toronto Hamilton Labor Day matchup is there, but the rematch is not there. So that's disappointing. No neutral site game this year, as was reported by Farhan a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. A little disappointing because I think that has become a franchise, and maybe they're just taking a pause because they still don't have a new commissioner in place yet. They want to get through that for a season and all of those changes. So that could possibly be it. But, that has become a franchise that I think they want to grow and have one a year in a city that doesn't have a CFL team in our country. Overall assessment, pretty good. If you want to break down the Saskatchewan ones, we can definitely do that because the Saskatchewan schedule, I think, is pretty nice.
Well, I don't want to waste the whole segment on it, but just maybe some key takeaways when you look at that Saskatchewan one.
Well, I like that they're home to start and home to finish. That's big. I like that their final 2 games of the regular season are against divisional opponents, the Bombers and the Lions. Both of those teams will be teams that they have to battle for playoff positions or whatever. So, in the past few years, we have seen the last couple of weeks, usually there's one game of the 4 that means something. And the way it's set up, there might be a chance here. I think for the Riders, they never have less than 6 days rest in between games. So they don't have the short week. That's huge from a player safety perspective and just for Coach Mace in their preparation. So the Riders now minimum 6 days rest between games and many times more. For the fans in the Rider schedule, I don't think that you'd have to ask the organization itself for sure, but I don't think they like Thursdays because of the travel element in Saskatchewan. And they only have one on Thursday, I think, this year in the summer. So 3 Fridays, 4 Saturdays, that allows people to travel in. And they've moved up some start times. That's sort of the Amar Doman factor there. Moving up some kickoff times so that you could bring your kids and still get them to bed at a decent hour. And for Coach Mace, the buys, which is always a hit and miss, the buys are spread out. So I think that as far as the buys go, it's pretty good for the Riders.
That I do like how those are spread out. The moving up of the games, like the Saturday, September 13th, you got a 5 p.m. That's okay. Some guys and girls will be harvesting those, so it won't matter to them. The August 16th 1 p.m. game, that has got back sweat written all over it. Like that could be so hot in there on August. Seriously.
It's going to be hot. There's no doubt about it.
Unless it's pouring rain. That one I was confused about. I'm like, we all like our nice summer night games, like August 16th, still warm out. No, we're going to put you right into the scorcher. Sorry, go ahead, Sharky.
Little day drinking there, Marty. Little day drinking there.
The back sweat special.
Yeah. So, Glenn, I have a couple of things that I want to address. One, with the schedule, you're never going to make everybody happy. It doesn't matter what you do, who you play, when you play them, coaches, players, fans. Nobody's going to be happy. It is what it is. I think the Riders have some advantages, like you said, in terms of bye weeks and in terms of rest between games. I think their schedule sets up well. But with a 9-team league, you're kind of stuck in terms of some scenarios. My question to you, and I'm still hung up on this from last week, I can't believe you left the Caymans and didn't go back after teaching scuba diving lessons to young women and got married back here in Saskatchewan. I'm still having trouble with that, Glenn.
I had a guy bring that up to me at hockey the other day. He's like, "Did he really come back and get married?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Now,
well, I have to be careful because I think my wife can hear me down here in my office, so I have to be careful how I answer those questions. But I tell you what, the lifestyle I was living. And believe me, I was taking my training very seriously, but the lifestyle I was living to teach scuba diving or take little scuba diving excursions in the morning, like early morning, 7 a.m., get out there, teach a scuba diving class, or take a group of tourists, some very attractive tourists at times, take them on an excursion and then have lunch with them because you showed them a turtle underwater, or you showed them you fed a moray eel or something.
Yeah.
And then I'd go training after lunch, and then we'd, listen to some live music in the evenings with the tourists. So that was my life for a while in the off season for a couple of years. And that one year I came back saying, I am not getting married ever. That's it. Like, I put my foot down, and 1 week later I met my wife. 1 year later I was married. It was crazy. Which by the way, she kind of gives it the brush of the shoulder. Yes, yeah, you met the right person. That kind of thing.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
My other point to you, September 13th, you're probably going to be here. There's a game here, 5:00.
Oh, yeah.
Followed by Keith Urban at the Brandt Center, immediately across the parking lot at 8. So plan for that.
Well, my buddy, that's my buddy, because, when it was Grey Cup in Calgary, Keith came up to the booth, and he, here's a quick story about Keith Urban. I don't know if I've said it on the air before, but we arranged that, our people with their people, to make sure that he could come up to the booth. He was comfortable after he did his halftime. By the way, the Hamilton fans hated it because they were behind in the game. And anyway, that's another story. But Keith comes up to the booth, and we're in commercial break, and he's standing in the booth right at the front, and it's Chris Cuthbert and I at the time. And he walks in, and he has either done his homework and research, or his people have, and they've informed him. I'm not sure which, but he came right in and he starts talking to Chris about his hockey career as a broadcaster, about the Olympics, and then how he loves his call in hockey as well as football. And then he wishes me happy birthday because that Grey Cup happened to fall right on my birthday, and sings happy birthday in the booth. Again, Hamilton fans not happy when that happened. Anyway, he had all of this research done on Chris and I, so it was like we were meeting an old friend. That's what Keith Urban was, and then he just knocked it out of the park at halftime. It was great.
So that's that. We're calling that the Keith Urban game. What date is that?
September 13th.
September 13th, and then Adam Korsak obviously
did not go to high school
from
with
Australia.
him.
Do you know that Adam Korsak's mom, Keith Urban's mom, used to babysit Adam Korsak?
Is this fake information? Is this misinformation?
Yes, this is
fake news. No, I got Sharky earlier. I got Sharky earlier on one. No, but there's something for you to hop across the parking lot for. Kate,
and for the record, it will be my birthday that day. It is my birthday that day.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you to buy me that beer you owe me.
I'm looking forward to Keith Urban singing happy birthday to me.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't think he will. You gotta know. Okay, schedule aside.
Yeah.
The Winnipeg Blue Bombers still don't have an offensive coordinator, Glenn.
No, and I called in to John Liu, our reporter in Winnipeg, to see if he had any leads on, maybe a short list or who the organization. He talks to them on a daily basis almost, and he didn't have a short list even. So I know that they're trying to get permission from some teams to talk to some guys, but this is going deep now. Like, I mean, I know from just a character standpoint that Michael O'Shea can make those choices, just like Corey Mace when he says, I want to pick guys with high character and the guys that are going to be great in the room. Because the athlete is all good. They're all good at this level. Wherever you're scouting from, or you're going down to the States or in the CFL draft, they're all good athletes. Now, do you have those guys that'll take you that next step, that have the character to do it, and the self-evaluation and all of that? Mike O'Shea can do that, but to fit into the offense and to they do have Zach, so Zach. So familiar with what they're doing, but what if the new OC comes in and wants to change things, completely change things? Maybe he wants to go even more two back or something, or two tailbacks, or heaven forbid a tight end set. You won't see that in the CFL anytime soon. But you know what I'm saying? It's getting deep into it with free agency around the corner here, and teams already making big moves and signing their players back.
what is your take on Ed Harvey basically saying to Eugene Lewis, go ahead, go see what you're worth?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting the way he said it publicly. It's cool because it does sort of set the market. You know, the top guys, the top 5 guys will set the market. And then the middle guys are going to not make much money, even though they might move teams. And that's why I've always said to players that are listening, don't make it about the money. I would even continue that conversation if you're talking about the NFL. I mean, you know, when you go from, you know, a $20 million contract to a $22 million contract, does that really matter to you? Should it matter to you? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Up here, it's the same thing. If you go from 180 grand to 200, and 200 is going to take you to a completely new quarterback, a new system, you know, maybe a team without an offensive coordinator yet, you know, you start to really roll the dice on what your season can look like. And Kenny Lawler had a great front row view of that. When he left in free agency to Edmonton, that team was struggling badly. He did not have a good year, and he couldn't get back to Winnipeg fast enough and went right back to Winnipeg. So, I've said many times, and just to really oversimplify it, guys, if you think about receiver, 2 different parts of the field have to be successful before that receiver can have a great year. First of all, the protection has to be there. That's number one. That's your O-line. Protection and scheme, O-line, that has to be there. And then your quarterback has to play great and be on target. And then the receiver can have a huge year. So if you're prioritizing there, obviously you start with quarterback. You got to have a guy you believe in to win. But my next one might be, you know, O-line, especially with the guys and the style of play in Saskatchewan right now with Jake and Trevor.
Yeah. Very curious.
Yeah. But a great point you make about Kenny Lawler, where he took the money and then went, this isn't what it's all cracked up to be.
Right, Sharky. And he took the money, and let's say it's an extra 20 grand. Well, that's what, 5 after taxes.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm exaggerating, but not really.
Not much.
Not much when you're paying, you know, for groceries and whatever they are now, and gas and all that. So, you know, you're really not changing your life financially by doing this. Yes, you can say for a second, I'm the highest paid receiver in the league, maybe, but who cares? You know, like, are you going to have a great season? Are you going to have an all-star season? And is the team that you join going to get to the Grey Cup, which is the ultimate goal? Because in the ultimate team game, that better be your number one priority, or, you know, maybe you're being overpaid anyway. And I'm not talking about Geno Lewis on that regard. You know,
that goes to anybody, though. If that isn't your number one goal, is to drink out of the big silver bowl, then what are you doing here, right?
Yeah. And why are you worried about $8,000 after taxes?
Yeah,
you know, so that you can say you're the highest paid player. I think free agents, especially in our league, free agents need to look at the situation, the coaching staff, the culture, the fan base, you know, and that's why I've always said the Riders and the Bombers have a great advantage in my mind. If they sell it right with free agencies, they have a great advantage because of their fan base.
Agreed.
And weather.
In the summer.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they put that roof on the stadium? Come on.
You know, did I ever tell you the story why? Because the city would be bankrupt.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't.
Well, that's a problem.
To heat it and cool it.
Yeah, is the killer.
We would be selling out to the whoever. No. Okay. Good stuff. Schedule released. It's a good day, Glenn. Thanks so much. Have a great week. You watching any NFL this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'll be all over it. I can't wait to watch that Buffalo game. I mean, I want to see how they defend, and you know, as you guys know, I watch it for a different reason. Like I watch it not really because I've bet on it, because that drives me crazy. But I've watched it. I watch it to get. ideas on how they call the game, and I'm looking forward to that matchup big time.
It's a big one. Yeah,
it's the Kansas City. We had joked about it earlier with I think Arash, the Kansas City Houston game. Kansas City's going for this three-peat, and they're playing at 3 p.m. or whatever on Saturday. They're like the opening act. You're gonna have to ask Jared. You'd be like, hey, when you like open up for a band and you're like the first band way down on the list, like
and nobody's there yet.
Where the people are still setting up chairs. That's what it feels like. The Kansas City Houston game. It's weird.
It is weird.
It's
Yeah, and isn't Kansas City? Kansas City is kind of, and you guys would know, but anecdotally here in Vancouver, my buddies that are watching both leagues all the time, and Kansas City has kind of become like, okay, enough already. Whether it's Taylor Swift, who the girls in my family absolutely love, or Kelsey or Patrick Mahomes, whatever it is, it's like, okay, enough already. Let's move on. Let's see another matchup in the Super Bowl.
I don't know if it'll be Kansas City or not, but you're right. The game of the week is definitely in Buffalo. That's the one I'm going to be watching for the most, and that's one I think is going to be the best game to watch all weekend.
Are you betting? Are you betting? I know Barney is. You dropped some money on?
I dropped some money on the Rams.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you both are buying. You guys can split the tab. I'll just eat for free.
No, he needs them to win this week to be able to buy anything.
I got a couple of old bets I got to clear up first, Suits, before I get to you. Yeah,
that is true. I know it's going to be a good weekend to watch some ball. Okay, we'll catch up next week on Tuesday, Glenn.
Thank you, gentlemen. The schedule's out. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Press coverage with Glen Suitor every Tuesday and Thursday here on the Sports Cage.
What do you got?
Well, you took a deep breath like you were going to
I was
say
waiting for some shot to be sent towards me. Are you going to the Patsies game tonight?
Absolutely.
All right.
I told you to bring $5 bills. We'll play the game.
Okay, I'm bringing fives. I'll be ready to go.
Did you seriously we talked about that?
I know, but I didn't think for some reason I didn't think
45 minutes ago.
I thought you were sending me to somebody else for this betting game.
Yeah, go see Carlos.
He's back in the corner.
He's going to be in a full-length leather coat in the back, chewing on a toothpick. He'll have two bigger gentlemen with him. Tell him I'm Sharky. I got $5 bills.
He's got 6 cell phones on the go.
Shink told me to come here.
Lay a nickel on something.
See all new Sports Cage streaming at sportscage.com.
620 CKRM is your home to country's greatest hits and the 90s at 9. 1 full hour featuring the biggest hits of the 90s. Garth, Reba, Alan, Shania, George, and so much more. No cassette tape or CDs required, and 90s mullets are optional. 90s at 9 for the town of Wolseley and the voice of Saskatchewan. 620 CKRM.
Clear your calendar for Manitoba Egg Days, happening January 21st through 23rd at the Keystone Centre in Brandon. This year, you can take in over 550 exhibitors, including the new Produced on the Prairies Market. And with 34 entries in the Innovation Showcase and over 60 complimentary speakers, you won't want to miss this year's show. You can find all the info you need and purchase admission tickets at eggdays.com. Manitoba Egg Days, where the egg year begins.
We want your business on board for the Harvard Media online auction. It's easy. All you've got to do is provide items like gift cards, experiences, services, or whatever cool product you have. And in exchange, we'll give you a world-class marketing campaign. No entry fee or cash outlay. Just a good old trade deal. That hammer could be coming down for you. Just hit up harvardmedia.com and join in on all the excitement. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, finally. There it is.
Whoa, did you order pizza?
No, even better. I called Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Oh, so what'd you order?
Well, they have all the top-of-the-line smartphones with all the latest features. And so many great plans, man.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it is the pizza guy. Hey, guy.
Tell him to go away. We're waiting on Echo Sound.
Echo Sound, your SaskTel authorized dealer in Fort Qu'Appelle. EchoSound.ca.
We'll still take the pizza, though.
The all-new Sports Cage continues. You can watch our live stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio. Saskatchewan's voice for local sports, 620 CKRM.
Why would you say that to me?
What?
Colson.
What did he say?
That's a Bush League move.
What, are you ordering pizza?
Yes, he just asked me if I was ordering Western pizza.
I know.
It's
I'm
5:30.
We're starving.
We are always so hungry at this time of the show, even when the Western Pizza commercial plays, or I say out on the Western Pizza guest hotline, and then you're saying now, yeah, well, guess what I'm going to sneak in for supper. You want to get a little Cougar report in?
I got a Cougar report whenever you're ready.
What's going on at campus?
All right, here we go. Cougar report. Big weekend last weekend for the track and field team in Saskatoon. Shelane Pritchard and Jonathan Podabelski both won a pair of events. Pritchard got things started Friday afternoon in the long jump with a jump of 5.91 meters. That seems like a long way.
Long jump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long way. She then won the 60-meter hurdles Friday night, registering the fastest time in the prelims before winning the finals in a personal best of 8.52 seconds. She also placed third in the shot put and finished 8th in the high jump. The early U Sports rankings heavily feature Pritchard, thanks to her strong showing at the Sanderson event in Saskatoon. She's number 4 in U Sports in both long jump and 60-meter hurdles and 6th in shot put.
She's jack of all trades,
she is,
as they say.
She is jack of all trades. Podabelski kicked off his third U Sports track and field season with a win on Friday night in the 1,000-meter run. Not going to do that, I'll tell you that right now.
Unless someone's chasing me.
Even then, I might just give up. He won by almost 2 seconds ahead of the second-place finisher. Saturday, he took the 1,500 meters with a 4-second win. He is the reigning Canada West champion and U of R record holder in both events, and he is ranked 2nd and 5th in the country in both of those events. The Cougars also had a second-place finish with Caden Keith and Ian Teichler, and the relays, along with a third-place effort courtesy of Storm Zablocki. Keith was second in the triple jump, and by 23 centimeters shy of automatic qualifying for her first U Sport championship.
Triple jump is hard to do.
That's the hop, skip, jump thing, right?
Yes.
I couldn't do that.
Got to be coordinated.
Hit a little bar and run. No.
I go and watch when the kids, the elementary school track and field.
Yeah.
They try and do it, right? Like, it's just so good. And then in the fall they have the long distance running.
Yes.
Why can't it? What is it? Cross country. It's called.
Yeah.
It just looks so painful. And these kids are going. And my daughter, I think it was last year, or the year before, she was cramping up, and I felt so bad. And she's coming around for the last thing, and I'm like, "What the heck is she holding?" She ran the whole thing holding her inhaler. She's like, "I didn't know where to put it." I'm like, "Oh, throw it down, grab it, and 25 minutes.
Well, pick it up at the start-finish line when you're done."
She's like holding her side. She's cramping. I mean, what do you got in your hand? It's my inhaler.
We're not done. Men's and women's basketball hosted McEwen last weekend. The men won Friday night 81-74 before dropping 84-69 decision on Saturday to McEwen. They have a bye this week. The women swept McEwen 70-34 and 77-43. Men's hockey was swept by U of S. They lost 6-3 at home Friday and 7-2 back in Saskatoon on Saturday. They go to Alberta this weekend, take on the Golden Bears. The women lost 3-1 Friday night in Saskatoon and bounced back with a 4-1 win on Saturday. They host the Golden Bears this Friday, Saturday, and women's volleyball starts the second half of their season. They host Mount Royal this weekend at the U of R. Mount Royal comes in with a record of 7-5. And finally, at the University Games, the Regina team led by Josh Bryden in men's curling is 2-0 after a 7-5 win over Switzerland and a 6-2 win over China today. They take on Italy and Sweden tomorrow.
Good job, because I was just going to mention that coming up, that Josh Bryden's team is 2-0. Good report.
Thank you.
Attaboy. I haven't been watching the text line here. Fellas haven't given me a heads up. There's a few, and I gotta give a shout out to
some angry people there.
No, Gary in Winnipeg says he's from Winnipeg. Anyway, I don't know why anyone would lie about that. He wanted to say Bob Uecker passed away. Yeah, we talked with Arash Madani today. Bob Uecker passed away today. I so want to watch Major League.
Well, as soon as you said it, I was like, man, yeah, let's go sit down.
Then he wanted to say, back to the CFL and Eugene Lewis and where he's going to sign and talking to suits, and the extra money doesn't mean much in Canada because it all goes to tax anyway. Going to a team for an extra $20,000 means nothing because if he wins the Grey Cup with his original team, he will make an extra $20,000 when his team wins the Grey Cup.
Huh?
Yeah, I don't know is that a league rule? Is that a contract? I don't know what he's talking about. Anyways, thanks for participating.
From Winnipeg.
Gary. And then he said records of Gretzky and Curry going back to Connor McDavid passing Yeri Curry on the points list for the Oilers. He said records of Gretzky and Curry are skewed because they scored goals in the WHA, which are not counted in the NHL.
Those don't count to their NHL totals.
And we were talking to Arash, and I was wondering if we could talk about this, is you go back and watch that hockey.
Yeah.
I have a tough time I grew up watching that. Tough time grappling in my brain on where things land because, man, the goalies were awful.
The goalies were awful.
Like, you have a goalie playing tonight in Lumsden at 10:30 against the Pylons or with the Pylons, or an adult safe division D tonight. Some guy's going to head to the rink at 11:15 p.m. to play goal that would have been on the Campbell Conference All-Star team in 83.
That is more technically sound than what we're seeing out of those goalies at that time.
So, but then the hockey then was so much tougher.
It was tougher. It wasn't as fast.
Slashing
was allowed. Hooking was
cross
allowed.
Check, elbowing, all allowed, and there was the
center line was in as a pass. It
blows people's mind when you say two-line pass. And like, if I say that to my son, he has no idea what the heck I'm talking about. And I'm like,
because you couldn't cross center. Yeah.
You couldn't pass the puck over the two lines.
Yeah. Those were some old rules.
Like, when you think about that, how dumb it was.
Well, the crazy part about it was everybody made a big fuss about taking it out. University hockey hadn't had it for years. Canadian University, they'd eliminated the center line as a offside years ago. So, like in the late 70s, it was gone.
There was recently, there's this follow on Instagram that I follow, and it plays old commercials. Did I send you the Chill Out one?
Yes.
And it was like, Chill Out was a university hockey tournament in Saskatoon right after Christmas. It was a great idea. And I remember talking to Dave Adolph about it and how it all came about. And it was the Huskies, and then usually the Albertan Golden Bears, who were really good. Did the Cougars ever play in it? No.
Yeah, Cougars played in it. Yeah.
Okay, so then there was another, and then they would bring a team from out east,
McGill or Western or something,
and then an American team. Like Ferris State came the one year. I can't remember who the other was. And then, anyways, the commercial was like, "Chill Out, 93, fast-paced hockey, no center line." And you think about it, and it's
they were advertising it.
I think that's when my son was like, "What the hell are they talking about? No center line, like it's not there." And I'm like, "No, like I don't even know if I explained it to him well. I need to draw it out and be like, yeah, this used to be," and the whistle would blow. Like it
it came back to the point of the pass.
Yes.
So it could be all the way back in your own zone if you passed it over center. Like all the way back to your own face-off dot beside your goalie.
Bring back the two-line pass. Someone should hold a rec tournament where there's the two-line passes. I'm going to Kenora tomorrow. Maybe I'll ask if anybody
pass back in. Hey, I saw a good idea. There's some rules thing came out and somebody was pitching some different ideas. What if when you score a shorthanded goal, it also eliminates the power play?
Yeah, that's what they do in the women's league.
PWHL. Yep, that's what they do. Yep.
Okay.
They call it jailbreak.
It's a great.
There's so many.
It's cool.
Yeah. Like if you score, if you get scored against, you lose your power play. Like if you're not smart enough to keep it out of your own net, you shouldn't have one. I like it. I like the. Yeah, that's a great rule. I don't know if I'd do it in the NHL. Why not?
It's the professional women's league doing it. They're the ones who pioneered it. I also like their their not draft lottery, the way they do their drafting, because like with the NFL, if you're eliminated, it's whoever's first gets first, right? Or worst gets first.
Yeah.
Strength of schedule, all that stuff. Theirs is when you are statistically eliminated from playoffs, every game you win is adding points towards getting picks. So let's say you've got 20 games left, you win 18 of them,
Can't tank.
all in regulation. That's like 3 points each per game towards getting the first pick. And so whoever wins the most games after they've been eliminated gets the first pick.
So the point is to make them keep playing rather than
Yes.
mail it in. Okay.
Yeah, which I'm
Got
like,
it.
that's brilliant.
That's a great move.
Yeah.
Can't tank.
You can't. You have to keep playing.
Well, you can, but you're an idiot.
Well, if you tank and mail it in, you're not going to get the first pick.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get probably for them, there's only like 6 teams, so not too bad. But if you're in the NFL, you'd get the 16th pick, which doesn't help. So
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that solution. I really do. Yeah.
Should we break? Yeah. Okay.
There was
Quick
3
break.
different head shakes took place over there. Like, I'd have no idea what you 3 gave us.
It's all new Sports
And
Cage.
there's only 2 heads.
The home of the head shakes. 620 CKRM.
Nobody knows the equipment market like Ritchie Brothers. If you're selling heavy equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers will get you the most buyers, industry expertise, and the widest selection of custom selling solutions. Sell equipment your way, from your yard or a Ritchie Brothers facility. Ritchie Brothers will drive demand for your assets like no one else can. Contact your local territory manager today to get started. Visit rbauction.com to learn more about selling with Ritchie Brothers.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling wants you to ignore their water heaters. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Because when you rent your water heater from Bronco, they take care of all the maintenance. Their professional staff will come to your home, handle the service at no additional charge, and then you're free to think about anything you want while you take a nice, long, hot shower. Water heater and water softener rentals from Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call 781-2090 or visit broncoplumbing.com. They'll treat you right.
Welcome back to the all-new Sports Cage. Get social with us. Follow us on X at Sports Cage. Watch our video stream at sportscage.com and always on the radio at 620 CKRM.
See, getting some text messages. Guys are bringing $5 bills to the game.
All right. Go look for, what's his name? Nicky in the corner?
Carlos,
sorry.
Yeah.
Carlos will be in the corner, taking the 5s.
Pat C's, Moose Jaw, AAA Warriors, 8 p.m. puck drop. We're trying to pack C6 tonight. Let's get as many people in there. Music's great. You said you're going to have a cold one or two?
No, I'm still enjoying the dryness of January. Actually, I'm not enjoying it at all.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We're good. Good for you. If you're looking just want to go sit down, maybe watch a little hockey and all that, Canadian Brewhouse is the place to do it. 2 locations in Regina, 1 in Moose Jaw. You can find all the details, the daily specials at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Coulson, you said you found something out about bonuses, CFL playoff bonuses?
Yeah, Gary texted in the team win.
Oh, we're not even going to Google. We're going to Gary.
No.
Okay.
I'm referencing the text that it came from first.
Okay, yeah. We're using Gary as our point of reference.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's a big roll, Gary. Big roll.
Gary's just lit up at Silver Heights right now on Portage. He's like making up erroneous information.
Yeah, no, he was saying the extra $20,000 doesn't mean anything if you go win the cup with your team, right? Yeah. So per the CFL's collective bargaining agreement, this might be a couple years old, this one, but from my quick look, if you make it to the semifinal, extra $3,400.
Take home is $715.
Give or take.
Yeah. 7. We'll give it round numbers 15.
Yeah. If you make it past that, so the division round, participant again, so $3,600, so an extra $200, which amounts to about $10 after taxes.
What's our total now?
That would be $725.
Okay.
Well, I guess you'd participate in both, so it'd be 14 something. Anywho, Grey Cup runner-up, $8,000, and Grey Cup winner, $16,000.
So there is some incentive there.
I didn't know that.
I knew there was money for the Grey Cup, but I didn't realize there was for the 2 earlier rounds.
Well, playoff bonuses, right? You want to make the playoffs, get an extra game day check.
Nice.
So Winnipeg guys last 2 years as runner-ups made how much?
$8,000.
$8,000 for the Grey Cup, and then I would guess because they were in 1 or 2 other playoff games as well. Well, they've been in the first every single time, so they would have got the $3,600 as well.
Should be some ballers out there and go before the game. Somebody go, you know what? Let's put it all on the line. No second place. Your checks versus our checks.
Yeah.
We're all throwing it in. Winner take all.
Winner take all. Yeah. Put the pot in one spot.
Be a baller move. Somebody would go, that's not fair.
It's not about fair.
You can't do that. Snowflake Central. Okay, so how this is going to go down is if you missed the Malik Carney interview earlier, we're going to play that after the break. Sharky, good job.
Thank you.
You're going to go to the game then?
I am.
So everybody that's going, see you tonight, C6, 8 p.m., Pat C's, Moose Jaw, everyone in Kenora, buckle up.
Yep.
Coming in tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Hockey Day in Saskatchewan is ongoing out there. Thank you very much, Colson. Thank you very much, Alan. Colson, you want the last word?
Gary texted back. Gary wants the last word. He says he's a 69-year-old old fart who lives in Winnipeg all his life, but relatives are from Yorkton. Gary never lies.
You got to go check out Silver Heights, Gary, and get buckled on Portage. It's awesome. Okay, thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Talk to you from Kenora, Saskatchewan.
Cheers.
Oh, it's freezing. I think we're going to turn up the heat on trades at Capital Ford Lincoln. How would you like a brand new vehicle for the same or similar payment to what you got right now? Well, with the help of a giant $2,500 trade-in bonus, it's doable. That means prices are as low as $170 weekly plus tax on a brand new F-150. Plus, Capital's 100K giveaway is back. Check out capital100k.ca for your chance to win amazing prizes. Capital Ford Lincoln, proud member of the Capital Automotive Group.
The all-new Sportscage is live streaming from our Century Studios in downtown Regina. Watch now at sportscage.com. Be part of the show by texting 306-936-6262. 620 CKRM.
Roll out there, like I said, joining us on the show, newly signed Saskatchewan Roughriders, Malik Carney. Malik, how's it going? Should I be worried that you're driving right now? Like, are we full attention here?
I'm hard, man. I couldn't do that.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. So hey, signing contract back in Riderville. I guess the first off immediate question, the generic question. What does it feel like to know that you're back?
Man, it's exciting to continue to build what we had. Started back last year with Corey Mace, new head coach, and a few other signings that, came together, to try to get this thing done. We fell short, but, to continue to build on, to be back, this upcoming season, it's a blessing, man. Fortunate.
Jameer Thurman and you signed or announced at the same time. Were you guys a deal? Were you a package? Did you want to, were you talking to each other, or did you both sign your own deals?
No, it wasn't really no discussion, between us. I mean, we always, loved each other's game and wanted to play with each other, that's kind of what transpired as far as last year, us coming together, just talks and stuff. But no, it wasn't no communication as far as, this deal getting done between us two.
So you mentioned Corey Mace there at the beginning, and lots of players have said it. What's the unique attraction to Corey Mace for a guy to come and play football for him?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you one thing, man. Look, it's different, when a guy who's played, who's coached, at each level. And, what I'm saying? So he has a different understanding as far as, just being a D-lineman, with me and my, relationship with him. But, just aside of that, just the person he is, man, like he's a personable guy, he's easy to talk to, he's understandable. And he's a great guy, man. That's why it was one of the big reasons.
Yeah, the culture. The culture. Every player we talk to, they talk about the culture, right? Yep. You're a guy that came from Hamilton, from the Tiger Cats. You're here now. What's your favorite part about being in Rider Nation?
The fans, man. Outside looking in, I always like, dang, these fans is loud. So now being a part of the green and white, man, it's like I'm on the good side. So it's like you embrace everything and just actually being there on the same side, and just having the fans embrace you, and they always with you, win, lose, or draw. That's a big part of the game as well, but it's definitely better when you win it.
Malik Carney joining us here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. You got a cup of coffee NFL-wise as well. Then we said Hamilton, you're here. This group of players, we talked about the coaches, but the players, Sharky talked about Thurman. It seems like you guys have that, It's not fabricated. It's real. What you guys have as the teammates. Even a Joe, when we had him on, he talked about it as well. What you guys have in that locker room, is that something special from all the teams you've been around?
Most definitely, man. Chemistry, it's the little things that count, and having a strong chemistry with your teammates, wanting, fight for each other, having that bond it can go a long way, especially in athletic sports, team sports, understanding each other, know who each other, are as a person. So it goes a long way. And being in that locker room with them guys, especially being with Thurman, you got Jamarcus, you have, Michael Johnson, like those guys, different ages, different groups, different lives. So, but this world, man, it's just something special that you can't really, fabricate. You can't fabricate that.
Yeah.
Did you put a bug in O'Day's ear, say this is one guy we got to have back on D-line or in the defensive mix? Did you say make sure we get this guy back as well? Is there anybody that you would really make sure that he chases to get back in the lineup?
See, I don't get paid enough to make those type of calls, man. But I had a great relationship with all those guys, and it'd just be fortunate that I know how the business goes, and everybody can't come back, unfortunately, man. But that's just the nature of this business. But if it was to put any name up, I have everybody come back, man. But I know that's not gonna happen, and I let them make that judgment call. They've been doing a great job, thus far, and I trust their judgment.
What's the off season like here for Malik Carney? Where are you? Where do you spend it? Is it a lot of training? What do you do in the off season?
Well, yeah, caught me right here outside of my workout, man. I had to step out, and I got a little late start to my day, hanging out with the pops, and so I'm right here outside the gym actually. But enjoying life, man. Spending time with my family and my brothers. That's what it's about for me. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Now we got to shift gears here because you're a North Carolina Tar Heel graduate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give us your take on what's going on there. They hired a certain someone. We're finding out today he's not even under contract yet. As a guy, we talked to Darian Durant when he's on with us. What's your take on them having Bill Belichick in the fold?
Yeah. I hope he there. I hope he signed. I hope we get him there, man. That'd be something awesome, something historic that Chapel Hill would love to have, man. And I definitely be trying to catch a game on a bye week if possible, man. But yeah, man, definitely, man. Come on, who wouldn't want to go? Who wouldn't want to go, right?
That's gonna be the thing we're gonna wait and see is like, how is he with the college game? You might have those kids hitting the transfer portal the day they arrive. It might be like, here.
I heard there's been some talks with maybe, I don't know, him going to Vegas with Tom Brady. I don't know what's going on, man. I just trying to stay back,
Yeah. Okay. So you're born in Virginia. I don't know if you're closer to Pittsburgh or what your team would be there. Maybe Baltimore, Washington area. But then you cup of coffee, like I said, with the Lions and the Seahawks and Denver. Where's your NFL allegiance lie?
So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. I just grew up in Alexandria, and I came out of what was called back then T.C. Williams, now is Alexandria City High School. But man, my family is a Commanders fan. Back then they call it the Redskins. There's been some talks on supposedly changing the name back, but yeah. But the Commanders, man, that's the thing.
Okay, so do you have a disdain for the guys down the road in Baltimore, or the rivalry is not like that because they're different conferences?
Man, it's always like, Baltimore right there. We call ourselves the DMV. They win. It's good enough for me. They close at the game with the Pops, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then so what are the chances? What are the chances at Ford Field in Detroit for your Commanders in this weekend?
Ooh, I like their chances, man. I like their chances. I feel like it's gonna be a defensive game, especially with Detroit offense. I feel like if we can get them on defense, I think it'll be a great game.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting watch. Okay, well, we're going to let you go get your workout in, get your swole in. We don't want to take up too much time. There it is.
There it is.
There, you're watching the stream. He's giving us the gun show right there. All right, Malika, congratulations. Everybody can't wait to see you back up here in Sask.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Y'all have a great one.
You too. Cheers.
Right on. Malik Carney, really newly signed. He's back in the fold at the green and white, getting his workout in.
I like it.
Yeah.
That was him and Thurman are two that I had pegged that got to get done. So
you brought up that was a good question though. Like, did you guys maybe chat? Did you have it be like a text message? Hey, I'll sign if you sign.
You would think.
I'll do it if you do it.
Lots of people do that on smaller issues than signing a football contract. So
really dumb things I've done it on. No, that's it's great. So nice to have him in the fold. It is the all-new Sports Cage. We are streaming always at sportscage.com and on the home of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, 620 CKRM.